This podcast contains explicit language and is intended for adult audiences. The views and opinions of Gentlemen No Class are strictly for comedic purposes and should not be taken literally. For instance, like this disclaimer. Now grab yourself a pint and enjoy.
And welcome to another episode of Gentlemen No Class, a podcast that when the going gets weird, the weird turn pro. I'm Jake.
Paul.
I'm Rob.
Ryan.
And like it or not, gentle ladies and you sexy gentlemen,
This is NPR.
we are your hosts for tonight's episode.
Yeah.
What are we talking about tonight?
I
Very
don't know.
tired.
Tell me, what are we talking about?
I don't know. You're fucking around on your phone, so.
No?
Is that recording?
Yeah,
Listen
you
to
know
that.
it, baby. Oh, yeah.
Robert Stack is pissed now. He wants his royalties, I think.
This is ultra 90s. You know what this reminds me of?
late 80s, early 90s. Yeah.
This reminds me of,
Unsolved Mysteries?
no, basketball. You remember, like, when they can't,
Basketball.
God, when you heard this song, when I was young, it scared the shit out of me.
Did it really?
It
This
did
was
its job.
Oh, this
This-
was fantastic.
this was such a great show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I
Hey,
loved
catch it on Amazon.
Is it on Amazon?
Yes, the
Oh.
entire series. I was
You
binge
would.
watching it during Harvey, and it scared the fuck out of me. I was getting a lot of anxiety. It's like, I need to stop watching this. It was freaking me out. I couldn't leave the house. I was fucking no. I was like, I can't do this right now.
Oh, yeah.
No.
You don't remember in basketball where they're like, what's his name? Trey Parker's character disappears, and they're like, we still have no fucking clue where this guy is. And, like, he's already back. And, like, they play the theme music, and, like, the guy comes on and everything. You don't remember that?
No one
remember
I
that.
could not get through that movie.
Hey, so
So good.
nobody could except Robert.
Oh, my God. I
So-
love that.
Explains it
movie.
all.
So why did you play that music right there?
I didn't play it.
Okay.
No, well, in light of the whole, social media hit that everybody that do
Everybody's
not know,
getting on the.
everybody
this,
that do not know,
Okay,
this
boomer.
Jeffrey Epstein
That?
guy.
Oh, okay,
Jeffrey
no.
Epstein didn't kill himself.
Yes,
And the
That's what-
OK Boomer meme. Those are pretty funny.
you know, I saw this lineman has a drone and it's going up this telephone pole all the way up through all the power lines.
When
and
you
I'm-
said lineman, I thought you were talking about like a defensive.
oh yeah,
I knew what you meant.
Go
going
ahead.
up to this telephone pole, going through all these power lines, and at the very top there's a letter. Epstein didn't kill himself. At the very top of the telephone pole. Like,
Did
Nice.
you see? Okay, so Taylor Peak put this meme up. That's like a Lord of the Rings meme, and
Nice.
it's like Frodo looking at the One Ring with all the like the Elvish, the Mordor.
Inscribed in
Yeah,
the-
That's
and
hilarious.
I didn't get it, and I had to really look at it, and it's like it says on the ring, Jeffrey Epstein didn't kill himself, but written in like Mordor language. I was like, Jesus Christ!
I'll do one better. There's a picture out there that looks like a whole bunch of scribbly lines.
Yes.
And then he turn it
Yes.
saw
flat.
Oh, that's awesome.
And you got to close one eye, and it says Epstein didn't kill himself.
That's a lot of effort.
And then when you turn it around, if you flip it 45 degrees,
Uh-huh.
it says the Clintons killed.
Did it really?
It does.
awesome.
It does, swear to God. It's hilarious.
The
man.
Clinton count gets higher, huh?
Yep.
The body count.
Body count, yeah.
Did you? Okay, so we haven't had an actual recorded
We're
podcast.
dead, by the way,
in,
now that we mentioned that. Or
yeah,
I'm dead.
You're dead.
Yeah, that's fine.
We haven't had an actual like recorded podcast in like a month, so we got a lot of stuff to talk about. So we did our review
Do
of
we?
Joker last time, and Jake is jerking himself off for some reason that Joker's now the
Do me,
number
pal.
one.
Well, actually, the last episode, if you remember, sir, was the Dark Crystal.
I said we haven't done a recorded episode. We did a pre-recorded. The Lost episode was released. It's
The
episode
lost
52.
episode ain't lost no more.
Yeah, it was meant to stay
Somehow
lost.
was found in a folder of such. But yeah.
Well,
In his Jom folder, the
Yeah,
jerk off
there you
material
go.
folder.
so
Yes, I am jerking myself off because Joker. Thank you,
because
sir.
okay. Anyway, whatever. So apparently, it's
It's more
the-
profitable than Endgame. This is here.
Okay, so, but what does that matter though? Like they're not going to make a sequel, so what does it matter?
Yes. Hope
They
don't.
may, they may not. Who knows?
No, they're not gonna. Joaquin Phoenix already said that he said he is not going to replay that character just to make a sequel.
He also said on set, because you can't really take Joaquin Phoenix for
I
anything.
read that interview also, and it was at the beginning of filming when he was talking to Todd
So
Phillips.
much.
and he
If
was,
there's more story, he'll play that role if there's the story calls for it. He's not going to play it just for the money or just for the hype. If the story calls
Money.
for it,
I don't think
He'll play-
that there's more story. Honestly, like
yeah, that's it. Yeah, Yeah, wet sure. Why mess with it? It's a great movie. I don't get it.
Did you say wet shirt?
No. Why mess with it?
He said, "Why sure?"
Oh, okay.
Something like
Yeah,
that.
something,
probably.
Wet
something
shirt.
of that nature. Yeah.
Yeah, wet shirt. That's what
Spill
we.
some beer on me. It's a little bit of wet shirt here.
It's also, I mean, it's been getting like our reviews that we talked about were pretty spot on as far as like all the other reviews that that I listened to and stuff like that. They were all like pretty. Everybody's opinions were pretty close with ours. As far as like everything went. So like that's. It seems to be like a pretty unanimous.
But I do think that there was one piece of dialogue you said that after next week, no one's going to be talking about it. I just want to call Ryan. What's your thoughts on it since you weren't here on that last episode?
Quick, be brief.
Yes,
We
I'm
don't
curious.
beat a dead horse.
I've got a lot of thoughts.
Oh, God.
On
Air
Joker.
Yeah.
Oh Jesus.
No, I'm kidding. No. I'm kidding. I liked it. I liked it. Joaquin Phoenix, who was on screen 95% of the time, 96% of the time.
fair, yeah.
I mean, he was fantastic. I mean, in that alone, I feel like it was a good movie. Absolutely.
Yeah, I think
Was
we all
that
pretty much.
Was that the
Was
There
the
you go,
general
baby.
consensus.
I remember
Yes.
was that short?
You had
Yes.
some
Was that
things
short
to
enough?
say
That was
about it.
good.
I just wanted to get your feedback.
No,
on it.
I really liked it.
He just wanted to hear your voice.
Here's
That's it.
here's the deal about the Joker. I'll tell you all my delicious thoughts.
Nice.
I thought
Sounds delish.
I thought it was very dark. It was one of those movies where afterwards it's like, that was a really good movie. I don't know if I ever want to see it again because
Yeah.
it was so dark.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
I-
you don't leave the theater with, like, okay, so you were talking about Joker versus Infinity War and Endgame and all
No,
that.
he was talking about.
Yeah, that'll be me.
Sorry,
Yes,
they can't
yes.
see me point.
I don't really
was pointing
care.
at Jake and Rob, but yeah, okay. So after Endgame, you're like, yeah, that was fantastic. That
Right,
was
I
great.
get- yeah.
After walking out of Joker, you're like, oh god,
Yeah,
Yes.
What did
I
it's
get-
heavy. That
I
is-
get that.
Yeah.
I wouldn't
dense.
mind watching it again. Oh, I did watch it twice, so I don't mind watching it again.
Yeah, no, now I
But-
do. It was a month ago. I saw
Yeah.
it, opening weekend or whatever, and now a month later, I do want to see it again. But
Yeah.
at the time, I was like, man, that's
Jake,
just a
you saw
lot.
it twice too, right?
And I saw it like the other night.
Damn.
Well, on my
A bootleg?
on my Fire Stick, baby.
Did y'all hear that? Jake has an illegal fire stick.
I'm a
Illegal
minority.
shutdown?
I'm supposed to have.
Didn't
an
he get it
illegal
from you,
Fire
Rob?
Stick. I think I did. Actually.
You know what is that, like the new black box?
No.
The new converter boxes?
Yeah, but I
Yeah,
don't
that's
think
exactly what it is. Ultra Cliff.
But there's no porn on it. I searched. There's no porn on it.
You searched.
Yeah, of course. I'm a
Wait,
guy.
where did you obtain this so-called fire stick?
From the internet.
From the internet.
At least how to hack it from the internet. Sure.
No
What
Caleb.
in the fuck is the internet?
I know
Caleb?
exactly.
No Caleb connection?
Ooh, you hear that? The name that we don't talk of
Oh, okay. Last
or we
time.
don't speak of.
Caleb's cool. That's
I
my
didn't say it
baby.
wasn't cool.
What's up, Big Daddy?
The whole
Oh,
like,
boy.
if you're gonna have Caleb on the podcast, like put him on the fucking podcast. Don't FaceTime with him while we're doing the
He
podcast.
just wanted to listen. That's it.
But you you had conversations with him during
Yeah,
the
but
podcast.
That's fine.
That's a
Did my own
sensitive
thing.
Anyway,
Anyways,
I'll see what the problem is.
anyway, so
Anyway.
So highest grossing
Yes.
R-rated movie.
No,
of
not
all
highest
time.
grossing.
No, it
profitable.
is.
Profitable.
No, but it's
That-
also
I
highest-
believe
he's
so,
right.
too,
Highest
that-
grossing
I'm saying it's
R-rated.
both. It's
R-rated
both.
Yes,
movie.
R-rated
Yeah.
movie.
It
Yes,
beat
sir.
Deadpool 2,
Yes, it did.
Yes.
which was the previously highest
Right.
grossing R-rated movie of all
But
time.
it is the most profitable comic book movie.
There you
which
most
go.
is
profitable.
crazy
Two
considering Endgame was
Yeah, but-
highest grossing movie of all time.
Right, but they had a lot of
crazy.
paychecks to write for that movie.
What was
I know,
the
that's-
budget on Endgame? Like 800.
Oh my god! It was almost.
Well-
I think it was like. I think we looked it up. It was like $500 something million
That's
dollars.
a nice check right there.
550, $600 million.
So rightfully, it should be in making all that money.
356 million.
That's still a lot.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and that was for Endgame,
Yes.
and it made over $2 billion. And you're telling me that Joker was more profitable?
Well, okay. So right now, a month in, I think the budget was only like $65 million for
Okay.
Joker.
I thought it was 50.
No,
Oh,
it was
somewhere.
55, but then they heard a report it was 65, something like
okay.
that. Within a month in, it's going to be touching $1 billion in the next week or so, or
Okay.
a couple days. So right now it's at 950 something odd million.
Okay, so
Right
it's
now.
not. It's made $900 million. Like Endgame.
Call it, yeah, 900 million. Yeah.
Endgame made north of 1.4 billion. So how is
Well, maybe
Joker?
that was probably globally. I think, or that was probably
That's
I don't know.
worldwide.
Was it worldwide? Okay. I think the stats are from like domestic.
So you qualified it.
I think.
So you're
I'll
So you
read it.
qualified.
so you're putting an asterisk next to
Yeah.
that.
Oh, that was a
big asterisk.
That was a big asterisk.
So with a reported production budget of
Asterisk.
$62.5 million, Joker has far earned just over 15 times its cost and counting. Forbes reports that the multiplier makes Joker more profitable than any other comic book release in terms of budget versus global gross.
There's the qualifier.
Yeah.
Budget versus global gross.
Wow.
When the headline says most profitable comic book film ever released.
That is not what that says. That's talking in percentages. They're talking
Right,
the percentage of gross profit that they've made.
Yeah, but we're picking nits.
Yeah,
This
come
movie
on,
made
thank you.
a crap ton of money
On a $65 million budget film.
Right. So
Right.
so and I didn't hear what y'all guys talked about previously, but I mean, do you feel like they're going to try to tie this into the DCU in any way?
You know,
I don't think so.
I
But
don't think so.
I don't
did you
They
hear?
should.
Did you hear that? J.J. Abrams and Todd Phillips. I think it's Todd Phillips. They're giving them creative control of the DCEU.
Interesting. Oh,
So moving
Todd
forward,
Phillips, isn't that you said?
I want to say, y'all talk about that real quick and let me look it up.
Well, that'll be awesome. I don't know.
Todd Phillips and who?
JJ.
J.J. Abrams.
My man
The
JJ
glasses, huh?
from Lost.
We see yes, the
Which I don't know
glasses.
why he ended it that way still. But
Oh,
whatever.
that's Ultra Twin Peaks.
To segue into
I was gonna
this,
mention that.
did y'all hear about the reports of Matthew McConaughey playing Harvey Dent?
No,
No,
I did
sorry,
not.
it wasn't Todd Phillips. It was
Wow.
J.J. Abrams and James Gunn
James
to
Gunn?
take charge of the DCEU.
Really?
Interesting.
Wow.
Yeah.
Guns like,
Ralph
screw you,
Sexy.
Marvel, huh?
Well, I mean, he's doing
hop-
the next Guardians movie.
He's
so-
hopping over
so-
to the DC.
Well, James Gunn is
Smart
doing
man.
doing the reboot of Suicide Squad because the first one was terrible. They can't even make a sequel of it.
Right.
Oh, wow.
Have you seen the trailer for Birds of Prey?
I don't want to
Garbage.
see it. I saw it. Yeah.
Anyway,
I don't
so
like it.
I mean, I think that like DC is like they got to do something, and they're either gonna like give it to James Gunn and J.J. Abrams and just be like, do whatever you guys do and like start over, or which I think that may be a smart idea. Like maybe like forget all like the Suicide Squad stuff and let James Gunn tie his new Suicide Squad into the Batman v Superman thing.
Why
I don't
not?
know.
Why not? I mean,
I
at
mean,
this point,
Henry Cavill's a great Superman.
Man of Steel is it's an all-time favorite
It-
for
it-
me.
it
It's
is a
up
good
there.
movie.
It's ranked up there.
I mean, Green Lantern, also one of my favorites. And Green Lantern Corps is supposed to be coming out next year or the
I'm
year
sorry,
after.
what did you just say?
I like Green Lantern.
it was okay. We talking about Ryan Reynolds?
Yeah, I liked it.
It was okay.
You said favorite of all time?
No. He said that.
I never said. Green
I don't
Lantern
think
was my
I said favorite of
I
all
think
time.
you
You said
did.
favorite of all
actually.
time.
I don't think
I
so.
think that's what came in your mouth. That can be right.
What was disappointing too is that, well, I like Tim Blake Nelson. He's a character actor, but he was supposedly gonna be one of the villains.
Oh, was he supposed to play Hector
Yeah,
Hammond in that?
I forgot. Like do you know who I'm talking about? The fuck, I don't know what his role or his character was in that film. I was actually looking
Who,
forward to
Tim
that.
Blake Nelson?
Yeah,
He was probably going to play Hector Hammond.
he was because he was. They introduced. Or it was built up to where if there was going to be a sequel, he was going to be playing like the next villain, I believe. For that, well, yeah, in Green Lantern.
Well, the Green Lantern built up that what's his name was going to be Sinestro put on the yellow power ring, and he was going to be
Power Ring.
the-
That sounds so fucking adolescent.
Okay,
I'm sorry, it sounds funny.
but like they were going to do a Sinestro Corps movie after that, where the Green Lantern Corps like with Hal Jordan like versus the Sinestro Corps of the yellow power rings.
Right.
My biggest beef with Green Lantern was it didn't show like in the Green Lantern on Oa in the comics, like they have in the center of Oa where the all the will of the universe coalesces. That's where they're trapping. I don't remember if it's parallax or not, but it's the source of the yellow energy is trapped in the middle of Oa, and that's why the Green Lantern rings have a weakness to the color yellow.
Right.
Like in the Return of Superman comic book series, Mongol is there like trying to get he's the one helping the cyborg Superman, and he's yellow. And I don't think it's Hal Jordan at that point, it's the other Green Lantern, but he can't hurt him because he's yellow. So like his power ring has like no effect on him.
Right.
But anyway,
It's very impressive how much you know about this shit, Rob. I really hope you're not just bullshitting and just
I'm not. Somebody can fact check me.
Probably.
Ryan and I were having this discussion. Because we were talking about like comic books, and he's like, I don't think. And I told him
I was
like,
lied to.
I was like, I don't think I know enough about comic books
Tell them,
to
Rob.
carry a conversation. But
No,
I only know
that's-
specific things. So like, I'm not like
key points.
That's not the full
Yeah.
story, Robert. Tell them the full story.
Okay, the full story is the last time Ryan came on the podcast, I forget what we actually talked about, but we were supposed to talk about comic books. But somebody, the other person that collects comic books and knows a lot about comic books, decided to call in sick that night.
I don't know who that is.
Jake.
What did
I don't know who that is.
Yeah, you didn't show up, so we didn't have anything to talk about. So what do we talk about?
sorry.
This is a half-told story.
Okay, go ahead, tell it.
Robert said, "Ryan, we got to have you back on the podcast," and I was like, "I'm there, baby." And he's like, "You can call the topic, man. Whatever you want to talk about, we'll talk about it." And I said, "Let's talk about comic books. I want to talk about comic books." He's
I
like,
thought
"We'll
you
talk about
said-
comic books."
For a second there, I thought you said condoms. You know, let's talk about
I
condoms.
said- I
you
did
know,
say
let's talk about
condoms.
Okay,
No, I
cool,
said
cool,
condoms.
cool. All right, it's cool.
This is an accurate story so far.
and I was like, and Rob was like, "Okay, we'll talk about comic books." And so the whole week,
There it
I'm
is
like
again.
prepping. I told him, I was like, I talked to my coworkers. I had a list. I had a
Talked to your
list.
coworkers.
I did. I took it to lunch and I said, guys,
Took it to lunch.
I said, guys, my best friend told me we could talk about comics, and these are the things I want to talk about. And they're like, "Oh my God, that sounds really interesting, Ryan. That's going to be a really good podcast." And then the day before the podcast, I get a text from this guy, and it says, "It turns out I don't know a lot about comic books, so we're going to change the topic."
All
What
right.
a shit on a man doing a lot of research and effort.
Look,
I
okay.
applaud you, Ryan.
I didn't think.
Thanks, Paul.
I'll take that
And then what did we talk about, Rob? You don't even remember.
one. I don't even remember.
That's how good it was.
It was a great podcast, though.
Was it?
Did we watch The Dark Crystal? No. What did we do that one?
You were like, shows we're excited to talk about.
Oh, yeah. Like up-and-coming movies. That was a good one.
That was a good one.
We should definitely do another commentary.
Yes, we should do a
But I would love you to be involved with it too, Ryan. That'd be great.
commentary track?
Yeah.
On what?
Well, no, I'm just anything. I'm just
Princess
saying. I would
Bride?
love.
That
I would
is
love
one
you-
thing we talked-
I would
you-
love you to be involved in it. Yeah.
Okay, one
like
thing.
all four of us be great.
One thing I remember talking about is Princess Bride. You've
Yeah,
seen Princess Bride, right?
No. I heard the podcast and you were talking about it. I think your all-time favorite movie.
Yeah, I never seen
I've
it, so it'd be
never seen
perfect.
it. No.
I know.
Did you
Sounds
hear what I
easy
just
to
heard?
make fun of.
Did you hear what I
He's
just heard?
never seen The Princess
Me neither.
Bride.
Neither of them have.
Yeah.
Neither. Well,
What do you want from me?
For you to see the Princess Bride.
Okay.
I'll watch it. I'll give you a report, okay? Next time around.
That's okay.
Inconceivable.
Well, then let's fucking do it. Pencil that shit in.
inconceivable.
So I
Pencil that
think
shit in.
a
Keep on
comic
using that
book,
word.
a comic book episode.
Yeah, we do need. I owe Ryan a
due.
comic book
Is it due?
episode, but
For-
you have to not call in sick.
I will not
for
call
it.
in sick.
I
and
will.
then a commentary track will be good too.
Sweet.
Okay.
Let's
Those
do
are
it, man.
good-
I'm
good
in.
episodes.
I'm
We'll
in.
put them on the books.
sure.
You know what we should do since Christmas is coming up? We should do a commentary
Not
track.
have Josh.
We should do a comment. Jesus Christ!
One way or the other. I
we
think
should
that's
do
happening.
our Christmas episode should be a commentary track on Jingle All the Way.
Oh, yes. He got two.
He got nice.
Awesome.
Fucking
Mic drop.
Awesome.
Mic drop
Yes,
on that.
Sinbad,
absolutely.
baby.
I'm in for
Sinbad.
that, man.
Get
Hell
your
yeah.
mother, please.
Here's to you, Dad.
Jake Lloyd.
That's Anakin Skywalker
Yeah,
you're talking
I know.
about, man.
I told you, I said this before, but Jingle All the Way is one of his best works. He got a lot of shit from when he was younger.
No, absolutely.
Actually, no, it was Skywalker, I think. I don't know. I
Pinch
forgot.
press your way out of this one.
Yeah. Fucking rest in peace, fucking
Dude,
goddamn
Phil Hartman.
Phil Hartman.
Phil
yeah.
Hartman.
Oh yeah.
Fantastic. Oh, my
Oh,
God. Yeah.
these
Cookies.
cookies.
Yeah.
Great fucking movie,
Outside
man.
back, Pet and Ted.
yeah.
That is my
What?
guilty pleasure favorite Christmas movie.
Why?
Is it
Why is
really?
that guilty?
Oh, yeah.
There should be no guilt at
Because
all.
no one's ever heard it. Like, outside of the
What?
the four of
Nobody's
us,
ever
no
heard
one
it?
knows that movie.
Oh man, I forget we're getting fucking old. That
Yeah.
sucks too.
man.
Jingle All the Way.
It's
Fuck.
It's turbo time.
You know what's also hilarious? How is it Jim Belushi? Is it
John-
that?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Jim
He's the
Belushi.
Santa.
Jim Belushi,
What do
yeah.
you think? Was Chris Kringle? Was this 20 minutes? I mean, what is this?
What's the
2020 or whatever?
Question King?
Yeah, yeah.
Chill.
20 questions.
Yeah. Fucking,
No, you're wrestling. Hey,
What are you,
Jake,
Dan Rather? That's what he is.
was it 60 minutes? Yeah.
no, Jake, you're a wrestling fan, right?
Yeah, Paul White was
Paul White,
Yeah,
Big Show.
Big Show.
Yeah, that was his first.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna
deck your halls, little man.
Bub.
Was that a sexual reference?
Yeah, no.
I'm gonna
right?
deck your halls.
He comes all over his face.
Yeah.
Wait,
that's
what?
the director's
You don't remember
cut.
that?
I'm sorry. What did we start talking about?
You don't remember that?
Holy
I
shit.
specifically do.
Oh, that's a great movie.
Jizzing all the way.
That's a great
It's
one.
in all the way.
So if you want to hear the comedy track of Jingle All the Way, just stay tuned, okay?
Yeah, stay tuned. That'll be our Christmas special. Oh, that'll
Christmas special. Listen to yourself, man.
We'll have some
What?
eggnog. Yeah?
Oh,
And
yeah.
then
Some
throw it
beer.
up all over your equipment.
We'll do that one at your house. You're the one with the movie screen.
Oh,
dude, you got a
this
movie
ain't too
screen?
bad.
Yeah, I used to. Well, I still have it up there. But I have a kid, and my kid
He took over.
He took it over.
The movie theater room is now his fucking playroom.
Yeah.
Oh, boy. Toys everywhere.
Nice.
It's really just Toy Story on loop,
Yes.
24 hours a
Dude,
day.
yeah. Oh, that happens. That's legit.
Nice.
Oh man, I had another story that I wanted
Although
to talk
my
about.
wife is trying
Nobody
to get him
cares.
into Frozen.
Nah, don't do that.
That's not real. No, you're kidding, right?
No, she really is.
Oh boy.
Is she really?
Yeah, we're having that discussion.
Why is she trying to get him into Frozen?
Because she fucking likes Frozen.
Oh, so she just does
Yeah,
it
of
because
course.
she
TV
wants to
dinners?
watch it.
Score.
Got it.
You know how that goes. So yeah. Oh yeah. The Matt Reeves Batman. I hope you. Were you going to bring
Oh
something up?
yeah, I was gonna bring. They cast Andy Serkis as Alfred,
Yes, sir.
and
Paul Dano as the Riddler.
yeah,
Matthew McConaughey as
I didn't
Harvey
hear
Dent.
that one.
And who's the fucking penguin?
So, oh yeah, the
Didn't they cast
Jonas
Seth-
Hill, right?
No, Jonah Hill.
Jonah Hill
scrapped.
had-
No, he turned it down, I believe.
Oh,
Oh no, kidding. So that was
But
bullshit.
they did cast the penguin.
Yeah, I forgot who it was. I heard it too.
Ah, shit. Look
Robert,
that up. Yeah,
look it
Robert
up.
check.
You
I
got
know
your
they
phone.
did cast the penguin. So they had these A-listers, obviously, in this fucking, and then he got Rob Pattinson as Batman. Okay, that's fine.
So are you cool with that?
I'll dance with it. We'll see what happens.
but-
I'll give it a fair shake.
Okay, are you're worried?
No, not at all, because Good Time was a fucking great film.
Yeah.
He's a great actor.
Yes, he's got range.
Yeah.
He's got range.
I remember
Is
shitting.
it Colin Farrell that they cast as
No,
the penguin?
No,
That's the articles that I'm
I wanna
reading.
say that might have
I
been
thought it was somebody else.
No.
I read it was somebody else. Only in my mind, maybe.
These are all like.
Man, you know what I was thinking the other day?
It's
Like
from The
when
Onion.
I think it was the last time we were on here.
The Guardian reported 17 hours ago that Colin Farrell's casting as the
refuse
penguin.
to
I was
believe it.
thinking about this the other day, Ryan, when you were on. I do remember talking about this the last podcast. We did talk about Batman a lot, and I brought up we were talking about the animated series, and I said a good episode or good story was with
Mr. Freeze.
Mr. Freeze.
Yeah.
That would be great if like a modern one, like not the
A
Arnie one.
non-Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Yeah,
So-
an actual
yeah.
like serious approach towards it would be amazing.
Zoe
story.
Kravitz got
That'd be
cast as
great.
I
Catwoman.
honestly don't
Yeah,
know how
yeah.
they can do the penguin. Like the penguin is.
It's a little far-fetched.
Like I'd rather do Mr. Freeze. I'd
Yeah,
rather
that
do,
seems
like, I don't-
approachable.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
exactly,
could see.
yeah.
I could believe that.
With Arnie,
Arnie's
bring it
still-
back.
I know.
The freeze, all those fucking one-liners are great, but goddamn, it was
dang.
terrible.
Thank you,
Tonight I
Joel
predict
Schumacher.
I
Shoot, yeah.
freeze.
Fucking
Joel
Jill.
Schumacher put nipples on the bat suit. That's not okay.
Of course he did.
Oh.
You know why he did that.
We'll see.
So
Besides
so
that-
here's the when they cast Heath Ledger as the Joker, I shit all over it. I was like, that's gonna be like, how can you do
Well, they
that?
did the
I
same thing with
did.
Joaquin.
I-
They did the
I-
same thing with Joaquin.
And then, right, and then they both killed it. They
Right.
slayed it.
Right.
And so maybe Pattinson will do that too. You know?
Yeah, I don't think so.
Yeah.
You don't think so?
I have full faith in Robert Pattinson as a Batman because they did the same thing. There has not been one Batman casting, save for probably Christian Bale, that nobody is like just shit all over.
Wait, who shit on Christian Bale?
Well, his
as
Batman.
No,
Batman.
nobody shit on it. That's what when he was cast. There
Oh,
hasn't
right.
been a single Batman
okay.
casting that nobody has shit all over when they were cast, except for maybe Christian Bale.
You think people shit on Kilmer
Or George Clooney.
Yeah, they did.
I know.
after Tombstone? You think people were shitting?
You
on-
really, they fucking shat all over it because it wasn't Michael Keaton. They were like, they have recast Batman
which is
3
ironic.
times.
Which is ironic.
Because they
Kilmer
shat
was
all
the second.
over-
Kilmer was the second.
They shat all over fucking Michael Keaton when he was
You're
cast
right, I
for the
know.
original
That's
Batman.
why it's funny.
And he fucking killed it. And he did 2 movies in a row. And then all of a sudden they didn't bring him back. And then they brought in Val Kilmer. And then George Clooney. The only consistent thing between all of them was the guy that played Alfred.
Rest in peace.
Yeah.
Is he dead? He's probably dead.
I mean,
He was
was
pretty
pretty
old,
old.
like
He was
30
old.
years ago.
Yeah, even the
I'm
first.
surprised he made it to the 4th one. To be honest with you,
He was
Master-
dying in
Master
that one. Like
Wayne.
in the movie, he was dying. Remember?
I remember that. Yeah,
Damn.
Really.
They made him a
Something
fake
Something about a
disease.
book. I don't remember much about that movie.
What? There was a
Batman
disease.
and Robin. Yeah. it's-
I mean, Chris O'Donnell was good as Robin. I liked him as Robin.
okay. Yeah.
Alicia Silver-
Batman.
Yeah.
That was
it's
great.
just- it
That was a
yeah.
great throwback line.
It's
And Alicia Silverstone as Batgirl. I mean Alicia Silverstone's
Oh,
pretty
my
hot.
baby. Yeah. How back
I mean,
then,
I'm just
yeah.
saying.
Yeah.
Tommy Lee Jones
Still
was
not bad.
good as Two-Face. Come on.
it was a little over the top.
It was more animated series
That
than
over
like.
my-
No,
Good
no,
for you guys.
animated series was way better.
No, what I'm saying is, it was more cartoony than like
Well,
a serious.
It was more like the old campy '60s,
Yeah.
or
they said
'70s.
this
Batman,
Matt
whatever it
Reeves
was.
Batman is going to be a noir feel to it.
noir.
Nice.
Or noir, whatever.
There you go.
More.
Film,
Noir.
feel to it. Yeah. So we'll see. I mean, the first and second
I've
one
heard
had
both.
that feeling.
That's cool. I like that.
Well, I mean, Batman, correct me if I'm wrong, you're the Batman comic fan, but, like, in the comics, he doesn't have a whole lot of dialogue, typically. It's usually a lot of inner monologue stuff and, like, he's not the one with a bunch of dialogue. Batman's usually, like, kind of the strong, silent type.
In the comics, maybe
The
it was
strong
more like
side.
that in, like, the 80s and 90s, maybe even 70s when Neil Adams was drawing them. But there's a lot of dialogue in the 60s, Adam West Batman, As far as in the comics, right now there's a lot of dialogue in the comics of Batman.
I was reading up on, like, the storyline of the Batman Who Laughs. Have you read that?
No, I've been
story
out of
arc?
the game for a while, to be honest with you. Ever since they did the whole 3rd reboot of Batman. I was like,
Yeah,
fuck
I've been kind of reading like the Batman Who Laughs thing. It's super confusing. I don't even want to try to explain
Really?
it. It's I don't even think I could do it justice.
you. Are you
But it's
reading any-
basic. It's basically an alternate universe Batman the Batman Who Laughs is a Batman in an alternate universe where Bruce Wayne basically goes through the same things that the Joker went through and becomes like a mixture of Joker and the Batman together and comes into our universe. It's really odd.
You know what's fucked up? Will gave me that for my birthday. Actually, it's like I think it's like 4 parts or something like that.
I think it's more than that.
I was reading a little bit into that. It's a good concept. I never really finished it or got
It
into it. Yeah.
gets really fucking deep and hardcore. Like it goes like because Batman's trying to like there's multiple like things because he's trying to like bring in other Batmans from other multiverses and like it gets really odd. Like I kind of read through a little bit of like basically like the Cliff Note version of it. You know what I mean? Like. So it was. It's pretty interesting. I mean, I'd dig into it a little bit if I had the time to.
Of course, yeah.
But I just don't have time to sit down and read. I read like the Wikipedia or whatever you want to call it. So.
You pissed off Ryan?
Yeah, he's out. He
pissing
said,
on
"Fuck
himself.
this." He's pissing on himself. He's gonna hear this.
He's
gonna-
only had like 8 beers in the last 40 minutes. So
8 beers, eh?
My hero. Yeah.
My hero, old school. No, we're not.
we're not talking about you. So, what I did, one thing I did do in the break the last couple of weeks was, my hero was in town.
There you go. Yes.
My hero Kevin Smith was in town.
How
Me
was
and
it?
my wife went and caught the Jay and Silent Bob reboot roadshow.
Hell yeah.
So we at the River Oaks Theater here in town, we went and saw Jay and Silent Bob reboot, hosted by Kevin Smith and Jason Mewes.
Did he do a bumper for us or no?
Did he do what?
Did he do a bumper for us?
I wish. Basically, at the end of the movie, he was like, "We got 30 minutes and we can do a Q&A." And I was like, "No, Kevin Smith, that's like
Yeah.
3 questions."
Yeah.
It was exactly 3 questions in
yeah.
30 minutes. It took him 30 minutes to answer 3 questions.
Yeah.
As long, like everybody ran to the aisles, and I was like,
Fuck that. Yeah.
"It's like there's no way I'm getting up there." But Jay and Silent Bob reboot. It was a total fan service movie. It was totally the end game of like Jay and Silent Bob, the View Askew universe. You know what I mean? Like it's every line, every scene is a throwback to another movie or a reference to like a Kevin Smith podcast or Comic Book Men or something like that.
Nice.
So like Ming Chen is in there for a minute, and what's his name? Brian Taylor, whatever the guy's name is. All the Comic Book Men are in it. Everybody is in it. Matt Damon, Ben Affleck.
Is the guy, the blonde headed guy from the one that started the fight in the bar and that one movie. With Matt Damon and shit, just with Robin Williams.
Good Will Hunting.
Good Will Hunting. You know when he's
he's not in it.
He was in the first one.
He was because they were doing Good Will Hunting 2 hunting season. The reshoot of that, but Jason Biggs and James Vanderbeek are in it.
Nice.
Because and
I don't
Kevin
like the sound of them apples.
and Kevin Smith plays himself and Silent Bob in this movie because
sweet.
Jay and Silent Bob reboot is being directed in the movie by Kevin Smith. Like so, he exists as Silent Bob and himself in the movie.
I heard Mark Bernardin was in there too.
Mark Bernardin does have a cameo in there. He's in the audience.
He was pissed off about it from the podcast.
Oh, was he? I didn't hear it because he didn't have a speaking line.
Yeah, pretty much. It was like, oh yeah, I'm being the movie, and then he just sat there pretty much and didn't really have a line, or I think there might have been one line.
I think Mark Hamill was supposed to be in the movie, and then like they couldn't work it out because like they tried to do a whole cock knocker thing. Like it looked like it was set up, but it just never happened. And Val Kilmer plays Blunt Man, and
nice.
He, Kevin Smith goes up to Vancouver and shoots all the Supergirl. Like he shoots a bunch of Supergirl episodes and stuff. So Melissa Benoist was playing Chronic, and Tommy Chong's in the movie. And,
nice.
You said Hemsworth, right?
Yeah, Hemsworth is in the movie. The outtakes are the best part of the movie because like Hemsworth plays like a hologram of himself at this Comic-Con or whatever. Yeah. And then like the outtakes are like of him like he's like, no, this is just me. I'm a hologram. I wouldn't be caught dead doing a fucking stupid movie like this. It's some bullshit.
That's great.
So so like all of Kevin Smith, like he even said in interviews in there, like when people were asking him stuff, he was like, oh yeah, he goes, I just called everybody and guilt tripped everybody that I could think of to come and be in my movie. And
how you just died or something.
Yeah, he was like, I almost fucking died.
That's crazy.
So the only person that wasn't in the movie, which was, and he talked about it when we were doing the Q&A stuff. The only person that wasn't in the movie was the guy that was Jeff Anderson. He plays Randall in Clerks.
Oh, okay, yes.
Not Dante, the other clerk. Apparently they had some kind of falling out or something like that, like him and Ben Affleck did. But after they got done filming the movie, like he was trying to talk Jeff Anderson, like they kind of made up while they were trying to film it, but Jeff could never make it to filming or something like that. But through all of that and all of like the crowdsource, like he didn't do crowdsource funding, but like the way that he's been promoting this movie and stuff like that, like Universal owns the property for Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back, so they own Jay and Silent Bob Reboot.
Right.
So apparently he was saying that because of like the way that he's been promoting this movie and the money that it's made so far, like they've greenlit him to submit scripts for Mallrats 2
and Clerks 3.
And
right?
Clerks 3.
Yeah, I heard about that, man.
But he said like he never thought that those movies were going to get made, so he cannibalized those scripts for scenes for Silent Bob Reboot. He goes, so they're not going to be the same movies that they were. He's going to have to go back and rewrite them. But like there's a scene where they're walking into to go talk to Brody. At Brody's secret stash or whatever, his comic was, and it's in the same mall that they're that's in Mallrats, and they're playing like the fucking theme song to Mallrats as they're walking in there.
That's awesome,
dude. It was fucking great. There were so many good throwback parts.
Are they gonna bring in fucking what's his name in Guardians and Walking Dead? I just
Oh, the redneck right? Him?
Yeah. Fuck, it's just
Yondu, whoever
Yondu,
plays
yeah,
Yondu.
whoever-
Oh, Michael Roker.
bring him
I
back
think
in
that
the
they said they're
Mallrats
gonna
suit.
like
That's
that
badass.
in Mallrats too. Like that was supposed to be the he was supposed to be the villain again
Oh, yeah.
in Mallrats too, because he was supposed to be like trying to shut down Brody's TV show
Right.
or something. But it's been too many years have passed, so he's gonna have to like rewrite it. But he said Michael Roker's like willing to come back.
That's
he said they're still
badass.
buddies.
That's badass.
He's fantastic.
Yeah.
So was it good? Like you know,
As a Kevin Smith fan, it
Yeah,
was fucking
it was
awesome.
fantastic.
If
Yeah.
you're not
I
a
haven't seen it. I can
if
only
you're not
assume.
if you're not a Kevin Smith fan, if you're not like, you're probably not gonna fucking. like the movie.
so like
Go ahead and say it, Paul.
No, you stumbled for a second. And
I don't know.
I was
like,
laughing at your human dysfunctionality or something there, but it's just funny as shit.
He was
Sorry,
like,
go on.
He was like short
I mean, if you don't,
circuiting.
if
Like
you
the
don't,
android from Alien.
if you don't suck Kevin Smith off on a daily basis, you know what I mean?
Like Tusk is my all-time favorite
Oh
movie.
fuck you!
Oh, they make-
He used to send Jamie
dude.
used to send me texts in the middle of the fucking night of pictures of that because I told him I was frightened of the plot of the movie.
Oh my god, he makes fun of himself in that movie so bad. They're like, because like Jason Biggs is all like, who's directing this fucking reboot? Kevin fucking Smith. He's like the guy made the fucking Walrus movie. Like,
That's a great movie. If you ask me. It's
it's
disturbing as fuck. But
There's some great
Just super
fucking
dark
one-liners.
humor, right?
There's some great lines in there. Like if you really like,
Black
if
comedy.
you're a real Kevin Smith fan, like oh my, it's so funny. Like you pick up all like these like not even subtle hints to like his life and stuff
Yeah.
like that happen in the movie, and it's pretty cool.
we need to do Mallrats too soon because with Amazon they're probably going to take out the mall, huh?
Yeah, I think that's what it's going to be about.
That's something with automation and the mall dying.
Yeah. The death of the mall.
Yeah.
Speaking of, like, I watched, I like to, like, watch movies while I'm working. And, like, I was watching Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back yesterday.
Yeah.
And
awesome.
I tried to watch Dogma. You cannot find Dogma anywhere.
Really? You don't know any stream? You can't buy
Challenge
it either?
accepted, sir.
I searched for it on Vudu. It's not there. It's not on Amazon Prime. It's not on
you mean not
Netflix.
even to buy?
Not even to buy.
It's still that fucking morbid. Is it just that controversial or something?
I don't
or-
know. Maybe whatever. I don't know what studio owns the rights to it. Maybe it's I don't know. I
man.
could not find it to.
I'll find it for you,
I've
man.
always I never seen that. I've seen parts of that movie, but I've always
Oh
wanted
my
to see
god,
that.
Dogma is such a good fucking movie. I mean, there's a lot of. Kevin Smith has done a lot of fucking movies that aren't in the quote unquote View-esque universe. The View-esque universe is any movie that contains Jay and Silent Bob.
Oh, okay.
So like, but he's done other movies like Red State and Jersey Girl.
Red
and,
State is fucked up,
and
man.
he's done a bunch of movies that are like outside of that universe or whatever. But
Okay, yeah. That
go ahead, Ryan. You look like you want to say something.
Oh, you mentioned Jersey Girl. It just
Hit you home or what? Hit
Not-
you hard?
That was because Jennifer Lopez was in that movie.
Oh,
that
my
good
God.
movie.
Jennifer
she was only
Lopez.
She was only in it for a few minutes at the beginning, and then she
Yeah.
died.
Good. I don't care for her.
I mean,
really don't. J Lo, get the fuck.
George Carlin was in there with Ben Affleck.
Well,
I thought it
not
was
the movie.
decent.
I'm talking about J Lo.
Oh,
I don't like her.
I
Whatever.
found Dog Man.
yeah, I find that all the time.
Dog man. Oh, today, like side note, just real quick, I want to get it. It came out today. Death Stranding video game by Hideo. Kojima. Whatever. I can't. The guy from Metal Gear Solid. Metal.
Yeah.
Hey, you know about you know about it?
No. I've been out of the gaming
Oh
world
man,
about to.
that well.
We don't have lives.
Yeah,
we
I
can't
haven't-
play
Okay, well,
games.
I don't play games that much, but I do
Sure
love.
you don't.
I do love, good storylines in video games. And what's great about video games currently in the past, like 10, 15 years, maybe like 20 years actually, what did it for me is like Resident Evil, but
Right.
I love good. It's like video games pretty much became like interactive movies, and
Like
Death
BioShock?
Stranding, Death Stranding is no different, and it's exactly, it's pretty much exactly what it is because there's, what's his name? I can't pronounce his name, but the director, he's very notorious for having long cutscenes in his video games, like in Metal Gear Solid. I think it was in the second one or the third one. he had it was like a 27-minute cutscene, and then he has another one, a 71-minute cutscene. And
did you watch all those cutscenes?
Yeah, I remember. No, it's good storytelling. It's great though. Right. But get this shit. I've heard in for Death Stranding at the end. I don't know. I've heard, but there's an 8-hour cutscene at the end.
8-hour cutscene. Yeah,
but the thing is about him, like his art, him as an artist, like his artistic expression. Him, he's just an amazing artist. Like the way
is he though with an 8-hour cutscene?
Yes,
no one would animate an 8-hour.
It's fucking great though, man. Like no, it's the I imagine the game's long as fuck, like his other works. But I'm looking forward to it because I remember I've been waiting for 3 years. I've been watching a lot of trailers and different, like some small, like short gameplays about it. It's really hard to get a grasp of what it is, but I like the mystery behind it. Right. So I'm looking forward to play it, and it just looks fucking mind-boggling. I've never seen anything like it, and I love his, like I said, his artistic expression is amazing.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I just want to throw that out there. I thought that was interesting. Well, that came out today.
Art is subjective.
Yeah.
So 8 hours may be great to you, but to them,
yeah, of course not.
Like 8 hours
that's
to
fine.
me, it's 7 hours and 55 minutes. Too long for a cutscene.
That's fine. Like I'm not. I mean, it's not for everybody. It's just the way it is. I mean, I love a lot of things.
That could be a whole nother game.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I was telling Rob earlier, like I like Twin Peaks. I'm not gonna defend why I like it, or I'm not gonna expect everybody to get it because it's not for everybody. That's anything. Like you said, it's subjective. We gravitate and like things for a certain reason because
I would like to have that argument of why you like that. I want to hear you.
Well, people like
I don't want to. I don't need to.
Anybody heard
I don't need
Billie
to
Eilish?
though.
Yeah,
people
that's
like
the
her.
beauty of it.
That's
I know.
I know. I'm just
art, I guess, right?
What's that?
My daughter likes that.
Billie Eilish.
Billie Eilish.
Eilish, whatever.
She seems interesting.
Yeah,
she's a pretty interesting artist.
Art, right?
Like
yeah,
she's an artist. But what I like about her, she's like anti. When it comes to her image, she doesn't like to be like all sexual and all that shit. She's the opposite.
You know who used to be like that?
Who? Shawn Michaels.
Yeah, Shawn Michaels.
I don't know why I said that, but yeah.
Bret Hart.
Fucking Lady Gaga. And then
she used to be
sexual, right?
Maybe, yeah.
Wear meat all over her face. Like that.
Yeah, right.
She used to be all sexual when people were calling her transvestite. Remember when people thought that Lady Gaga was a dude?
Yeah, I saw a video where supposedly it was hanging, but I don't know what that was. That could be anything.
Photoshop,
Come on.
probably.
I don't know. I saw her like on the Super Bowl in a fucking unitard, and I don't think there was anything hanging.
Oh, you talking about when she
nice
jumped
and
off
tight,
the roof?
huh?
Yeah.
Nice.
Oh, man. You know who also jumped off the roof? Jeffrey Epstein.
No, okay, we're not getting that. We got more stuff to talk about. That's what we're going to. Okay. We missed so much news. Did you hear that HBO canceled the Game of Thrones prequel?
Because it was too woke.
Because the fucking pilot was. We're getting to something about that in a second. We haven't talked about Terminator either.
Yeah, that too. Yeah.
So like the HBO canceled the prequel. They watched. Apparently, what I heard was half of the pilot. And we're like, nope, I'm not doing this.
God. But they announced something else.
They greenlit the
they greenlit the where are they starting in game? Like
it's when the
Targaryens
Targaryens started.
Yeah, the age of the Targaryens.
Yeah, when they came over to Westeros,
which that's 300 years worth of story
before Game of Thrones.
That's 300 years of story they have to work with.
300 years.
Nice.
Man, that's a lot of years. You know what you can do with those years? I don't know. You tell me.
Make a TV show?
Yeah.
So we were talking. Go ahead.
No, I'll just go off subject. What do you think about the resurrection of Apollo Creed in The Mandalorian?
Say that one more time.
The resurrection of Apollo Creed in The Mandalorian.
I don't know what you're fucking
talking
about.
Is that
boxer
Star Wars?
In the Rocky movies.
Star Wars and Rocky?
Yes.
Fusing together?
Okay. I got it.
Isn't he in the fucking Mandalorian?
I haven't watched any of the trailers.
He means the actor. Well, come on, dude.
No. Hold on.
Oh, we got to tell him now. We got to tell him. You haven't seen any of the trailers?
No.
He's getting hard. Leave him alone.
I've watched the teaser trailer and the first trailer. I don't want to know any more about this.
Ultra.
I'm trying to
okay.
You're trying to savor it. You want to enjoy it.
It looks really good. So, I don't want to be spoiled. It's got IG-88 in it. Like I'm sold.
Vega
Far
88s?
From Home the Spider-Man movie. How
The
you
what?
spoiled that for us? Far From Home.
Oh yeah,
What
he
about
did.
it?
He
You
did.
spoiled that for us.
He did.
So I think it's payback time.
You
like
weren't
that
going to go
face.
see
Do him
that.
dirty, Jake. Do him dirty.
Don't take their side.
Wait, there. I'm on my side
You got that?
today, Junior. Yeah.
No, what were you gonna
Anyway,
say? I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I was gonna bring up the Terminator go woke get broke.
Go woke, get. What does that mean?
Get woke, get broke.
Yeah, get woke, go broke. Fucking Terminator Dark Fate issue. Apparently, like after Terminator bombed at the box office because it's too quote unquote woke.
Yeah.
Like James Cameron started distancing himself from the movie,
I
didn't
don't
he?
blame him. I don't blame him. I
Really?
don't know.
When's the
But
first time I heard about
they've been apparently the director and I think some of the producers are like shitting on the audience, saying it's their fault. Like the movie did wrong or something. It's like, well, what do you expect? You offer a product that nobody's gonna like and reciprocate well. What do you expect? Like that's how. This is how it's been working for how long? I don't know.
Yeah, I mean,
It just didn't do well because it was just too much. What's it called? Just too much politics and identity politics and all that
Really?
stuff.
In the
And
movie? Really?
yeah, it's got all that probably virtue signal, all that crap. Like it's like, man, we get it. All this stuff is like, it seems like it's beating a dead horse, and nobody, like people are just tired of it. And like I said to Rob, I hope that they're going to learn from this. Like it's like a business model that a lot of movies that are approaching. They think it's going to work, and they think it's like, oh, we'll show these people that we can do this. Like apparently, I think it was the director said something about like, we're going to take on these misogynist trolls apparently or something for the movie. We're going to show them that this can work, like because they're saying people basically like this central, like when Ghostbusters 2016 came out, they were saying that if you don't like it, you're misogynist. Like that's not why people don't like it, and they're taking like the same approach. It's like, why would you? How that's shallow to think people like that's not the reason why they don't like it. It's like, it just, if it's not a good story, it doesn't have a good plot, then that's the problem. It has nothing to do that there's women. Like, that's not the fucking problem. But they like to take that
That's ridiculous.
and use that, and it's like, that's why, because they're trolling us, they don't like it because they're misogynist. Like, no, that has nothing to do with it. That has nothing to do with it.
It's just
a shitty movie.
Well,
Exactly. That's simple.
We've said this before. If you purposefully cast a movie with all females or all minorities or all whatever, just for the fact and the purpose of doing that, for no other reason, then you're already fucking up the movie.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's
you give the parts like
The best person.
exactly. No matter what, and whoever happens to be,
Whatever,
it is. It's just how it's always been. But apparently, there's just like this inclusiveness or something. They think that they're not they're excluding certain people.
That's what I'm talking. That's what we're talking about. It's
it's not that we're nobody's doing that. It's just. It's just
very-
the way it is, and like it just
what's
happens
the
to
argument
be.
here? Is it because
well, it's a very vocal minority on the internet.
okay.
When it comes to these things,
that talks about like why couldn't you why does this have to be a white person, or why does this have to be a male, or why can't this be this and this and whatever? So they're like, okay, like, well, we'll cast females in this, or we'll cast minorities in this.
Because
And
there's apparently not enough of them for some reason. Like they say, they're claiming they're being oppressed or something.
No,
but
I
it's
don't
not.
think that they are claiming they're being oppressed, or I think that honestly,
saying that, like,
I think it's a very vocal minority of social justice
Very
warriors.
loud.
And
loud,
trying to
they-
represent
minority.
like as
it's
if
the
it's a
same
majority.
people. It's the same people on the internet
Yeah,
that yell about cultural
no purpose in
appropriation
life.
and things like that, where they're like, you are not oppressed. You know what I mean? Like, they are not
Yeah.
oppressed, but they feel guilty because they haven't been oppressed.
Yeah.
So they feel like they need to be the voice of people that they think have been oppressed.
Yeah.
Or people that have actually been oppressed but have better things to do than complain about it on the internet.
right. First world
You know
problems.
what I, exactly.
We don't know if
That's
they
what
they
it
may be
is.
oppressed. We don't know that.
No, that's what I'm. We don't
Okay.
know. I'm
But I'm with you
pigeonholed.
on that. I'm with
you
you
get
on
what I'm
that.
saying.
I totally
get
you.
I'm
Yeah.
generalizing in the biggest sense of the word, but we play to the the vocal, the people that are vocal on the internet, and those people scream the loudest, and those
Yeah.
are the people because
They have no
nobody
purpose in
wants
life either.
nobody wants to be
Got
called a
nothing better to do.
racist. Nobody wants to be called a misogynist. Nobody wants to be called any ist or what I mean? Like, so they're just like, well, I can't be a racist if I cast minorities in my movie. I can't be, you know what I mean? Yeah. Instead of just doing your art and making the best movie that you can, you're playing to a vocal minority that you don't that you're hoping won't,
And when you're doing that, you're sacrificing substance right there, and whatever the story and everything. You're compromising so much when you do that. I don't understand. Like, if somebody for anything. Like, when anybody writes anything, usually it's a reflection of, like, who they are and what they grew up around with in their environment and whatnot. And whatever it happens to be, that's just what they grew up with.
I mean, 10 years
that's
ago,
just in general,
10 years ago, when we watched movies, Jake, did you ever walk out of a movie with one of us and say, man, I wish there were more Mexicans in that movie?
No, not at all. And that's just me, though. The thing is that we have to look at it from the outside looking in instead of the inside looking out, right? If it keeps on going that way, then maybe there would never be any change. And I think these voices on the internet are wanting to see change. It's been kind of the same kind of formula since movies started, I guess, right?
Right. That's true. No. That's absolutely. Let's take it as a majority and let's say that that's true. But the thing is like, if you have certain people that are like, why can't we do this? Like, we want to see change, blah, blah, blah. But, the thing is that, look, what this movie is showing and proving is that there's these people shouting that these things should be changed. But obviously, the majority of people that will pay money don't want to see that change. They don't care.
Right.
So that is what, like, there's a vocal minority that's saying we want to see these changes, but the majority of people are saying that we don't like these changes.
Yeah, and
we don't want to see. We don't care about these changes. We want a good story, or we want this, or we want whatever. And
that's why I don't like cancel culture, man, because that's what these people are part of it too. And like, I don't like that. They're trying to represent. It's like you said, it's a small minority of people, but they're trying to act like they represent everybody, including the majority. When, like you said, the majority, like, we don't fucking care. Just tell me a good story. That's it.
Well, think about it. A lot of this, these warriors is because of the power of the internet, the social. It was probably still going on in the 80s, 90s. It probably was. It just couldn't get.
It was very
They were just
small.
writing letters to the fucking production company or to James Cameron's home residence, like, "Hey, I don't like the way you have it."
Easy to ignore.
So now people are being more, attention to it. But is that the reason why there was a fan poster of Sarah Connor, I think, holding a gun in the bottom instead of saying Terminator, it said Karen?
Karen?
Like Karen being like
that's pretty fucking funny.
The urban,
like, I need to see your manager.
Yeah, I want to see your manager.
Oh, that's a good one. She kind of does have that haircut and that look.
That's probably why that exists.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah,
but I mean, that's where the headline that I read that was like, "Get woke, go broke."
Oh, yeah. Wow. Yeah, well, I mean.
That business model is it's failing left and right.
Well, that's the whole thing. Is like the people that complain about that don't pay to go see those movies. They don't ever educate. They don't go see the movie, but they're the ones complaining about stuff the loudest.
Yeah,
and I've seen interviews with people that do that all the time, like these social justice warriors. Like, they'll be, and I'm generalizing a lot here, and I'm gonna probably get, like, if anybody listens to this, I'll get hate.
You'll be all right.
But
you won't.
Like, the thing is like most people that complain about that stuff, they don't even, like, all they do is see that and then complain. They're not the intended audience, number one.
Zombies, man.
And
yeah,
they're
NPCs.
not, they wouldn't, it doesn't matter who's cast in that movie, they wouldn't have gone and seen it anyway. They wouldn't have paid to gone and seen it, number one.
Yeah.
And that's the thing that, like,
it's like fake outrage.
Well,
it doesn't seem real. It just seems like they got no purpose in life. They got nothing better to do.
Example.
It's first world problems. They're just bitching about something just to do it because they have nothing to do.
Perfect example is that there are a lot of people out there, and I'm going back to it, that don't even know who the fuck Jeff Epstein is or were, and they're all putting that over the internet.
Like they, damn, I wouldn't doubt that.
Jeffrey Epstein
I don't doubt that at all.
Not like us.
Yeah.
So
we know
Ryan.
that shit.
Yeah.
So that's what's going on.
Yeah. So
that's the world we live in. Unfortunately.
Yeah. So that's
for
the
now.
whole. That's
I think
the whole
we'll get
thing.
over it. We'll get over it eventually.
I don't think so.
I think so. We'll get over it.
Which brings us to
On the
tonight.
next.
Which brings us to tonight's topic.
Robert. I can't do Robert Stack.
On this episode,
Yeah. Keep it going, baby. Go.
Unsolved Mystery, we examine Jason Epstein.
Jason. Are you sold that it's his name, or are you just fucking with me? Because I'm
That's his name.
okay. All right. That's
In
cool
Ryan
with me.
Landrum's world, Jason Epstein is this fucking guy's name.
Okay, Jason Epstein is a hero then. Oh my
So,
God!
The topic that we talked about doing for tonight was conspiracy, starting with the Jeffrey Epstein thing, because that's
Yeah.
one
Was
of
he
the
good friends
like
with
crime
Polanski?
conspiracy.
Roman?
Well, let's Roman Polanski.
Yeah, was he good friends
Oh, was he?
I don't know.
No, I didn't hear about that. But you would think,
Right,
Because
cool.
they go hand in hand. Pedophile. Why not?
exactly, right.
They got to stay connected, huh?
They don't
Hey,
like him
Jacob?
ripe. You know what I mean? Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
but Roman Polanski's still
The
alive.
mentality
Yeah,
is,
that son of a bitch is fucking free in France or some bullshit or Poland.
how
or...
does it go? Grass on the field, play ball.
Oh my God!
That's right,
Old
baby.
Wait, old
If
enough.
not, play in the mud.
Wait, old enough.
What
Wait,
the
wait, no. How's it go? Like
Must
old
be
enough
a-
to pee, old enough for me. I remember
Wow.
Brian.
Wow.
I remember.
I think it's. I remember.
I
I think that
Brian
this,
Smith told me that.
I think that the saying. I think that the saying is supposed to be old enough to bleed,
No,
old
no.
enough for me.
No,
but
no,
old enough
no,
to
no.
pee is really gross.
No, that's what I've heard. That's what he told me. His version.
Sure. Okay.
He told me
You read
that.
that online
Okay.
somewhere.
No, he told me that.
No,
Is that
Jeff
on those
Epstein.
shit posting sites? That you
No,
go
this
to?
is like 12 years
but
ago.
before Paul incriminates himself anymore,
What?
we should start talking.
All right.
about the
So
topic at hand.
the only person at this
Hey,
table that
disclaimer
really
in the beginning of this podcast.
we know
Those-
nothing about this subject. By the way, the only person that did any research on
But-
this at all is Ryan. Our
but
guest.
everything.
no, I
everything
was told
else-
Jake and
hold
Paul
on.
were the experts here.
Yes, exactly. That's the point I was about to get. Anything else besides everybody else besides Ryan has to say about this subject is completely true. 1,000% true. So go on,
Like
Ryan.
Jeffrey himself was the
Jason.
Jason.
No, Jeffrey himself was the mascot for Toys R Us.
Okay. Yeah. Right. Yeah.
Right?
Ronald McDonald is a likable character. Oh, never mind.
Let's start off with who Jeffrey Epstein is.
Or
Jeff
was.
Epstein,
Was
baby.
who was
yeah.
Jeffrey Epstein?
That mother is hiding in yeah.
Roman Polanski.
Yeah. He's
And
hanging with
Elvis.
Roman, little Polanski. Elvis, yeah, all that bullshit, yeah. Yeah, who is Jeff Epstein? Jeff Epstein was he was a man, I
no.
believe.
Let's go with the truth. Ryan, you read the Wikipedia article.
Damn it.
No,
There
he
you
read,
go.
He read the Jason Epstein one.
And
not the-
don't shit on Wikipedia. They cite sources, they vet fucking shit out. I don't see why people do it. I still don't.
Sure, they do. For the
They
longest
do.
time, Lord's Wikipedia page said that her real name was Randy Marsh from the fucking South Park.
That's some asshole weaseling his way in.
Hey,
he
man,
didn't cite a source. He
I
got
get
away
drunk
with it.
And I go on Wikipedia page. I'll just fuck shit up.
Ah, you're one of those people?
I'll palm
That's cool.
it. I don't make.
You
I just
palm
palm
it.
the keyboard.
I just mash it in. Nice.
So,
Go on,
All right.
Ryan.
Who is
Enlighten
Jeffrey
us.
Epstein?
So he was a finance manager. Well, this is all supposedly, right?
Yeah.
So the funny thing is he was very rich, right? No one actually knows how he
powerful.
got rich, but the story is he started out as a college dropout. He started out as a teacher, but was apparently a terrible teacher, and so he became a finance manager.
That's where that's the
transitioned-
transition. That's
He did. He
It's
did.
a transition.
At first, he worked for a company. Then he started working on his own.
Wait. He was doing stand-up comedy?
working for a company.
Did I say stand-up comedy?
I thought I heard
Working for-
stand-up.
I don't
I was like,
believe
man,
I
this
said
guy
stand-up
went through some
comedy.
transitions,
I-
man.
Nobody said anything about stand-up
I know,
comedy.
Well, you would like to, though.
Chasing Trim.
That's a pretty funny mental
While being a
image,
teacher?
actually.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
but he was a finance manager.
A fun man. You
A
said
fun
fun.
man?
Fund.
Manager?
I said fund. Fund.
Okay, whatever.
Anyway,
on.
so supposedly that's how he made his money, right?
Stand-up comedy
Finan-
going.
Can I say what I'm going to say?
Yeah, sorry.
Like right now.
Do it in
Yeah.
the
I'm breaking rules.
So,
Number
so,
one, I'm
but
sorry.
nobody knows who his clients were. That's the thing. It's like he managed all this money for all these people, right? And that's how he made his money, supposedly. But no one knows who his clients were.
Allegedly.
Right. So the word on the street is that he had one very rich client, Leslie Bexler.
Bexler.
Does someone want to check on the name of that?
Who's
She's a billionaire who owns.
Oh, I see the connection.
The parent company of Victoria's Secret.
Oh,
yeah,
Sexified.
I'm sure I butchered that name, but anyway, that is his one legitimate client. No one knows who else was his clients. But supposedly, once he started making some money, he got in the business of making powerful, famous friends. And what he liked to do was record them, take video of them, and
blackmail, baby.
Exactly. And once he caught them doing things that they shouldn't do, he blackmailed them, and that's how he actually made his money. So that's
he took the FD.
This sounds like the guy that put on Fire Festival.
He took the J. Edgar Hoover route, basically. I mean, J. Edgar Hoover had dirt on fucking everybody.
Right.
He was ready. I mean, like, that's the same mentality.
And honestly, that is the source for so many of the conspiracy theories surrounding Jason Epstein.
Excuse me.
That's what I said, right?
Wexner. Yeah. Well,
sure.
Close enough.
Right.
Wow. Okay. So that's interesting. I didn't know. Actually, all that stuff. I didn't really know too much of his background.
You're
like
welcome.
as far. Thank you.
We did all the research.
Yeah, that's right. I forgot to say that part.
So,
continue, Robert.
Jesus Christ! You're supposed to
remember everything we say is 1,000%
factual,
1,000% true.
So, from my understanding, so Jeffrey Epstein makes all this money. He's blackmailing people, specifically the Clintons and Bushes, probably.
Trump's, not the Bushes. Don't bring them into this shit.
You don't know that.
Don't drag the Bushes, baby. Don't
the Carters,
baby
the Roosevelts,
the Vegas.
All right. Well,
God damn.
God.
There's not a whole lot of that name's already pretty muddy. I don't think you can drag it any deeper. Anyway, so Jeff Epstein is arrested for was it possession of child porn, or were suspected of?
Yeah, in the early 2000s, he was arrested for suspicion of child trafficking, sex trafficking, all of that stuff.
Okay,
but the prosecuting attorney decided not to prosecute
because he had dirt on him also, probably.
Well, that's one of the big conspiracies. No one
who
knows
why
didn't he.
Who was the prosecuting attorney? Was he also an attorney for the Clintons?
I don't fucking know. I don't look at me
Clinton
like that.
ties.
Like I should know.
Them Clinton ties.
Paid off, man. I mean, he had all the money.
Sure,
right?
but that is the huge conspiracy. Is why didn't they prosecute back then? Over a decade ago. So he got, he did end up.
There must have been a federal judge that he had dirt on.
Dude, he had.
He was connected to a lot of powerful people.
That was the thing.
He was powerful himself, apparently.
He, they said he was worth around $500 million.
Oh, $500 million?
$500 million.
It wasn't billion.
500 billion.
That'd be a shit ton of money.
I know.
That's
but
way.
500 million's a lot too.
Well, I'm sorry. That's
500 billion's more than Jeff Bezos, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well,
he would be the richest man
Putin
ever.
is supposedly worth around that much. About
That's
half a
because
trillion.
Putin is.
I know, sidetracking, but yeah.
I mean, Putin is not. I feel like if they're talking about personal wealth, tied in with the country of Russia's wealth,
I heard that's personal wealth, but I could be wrong.
That's wrong.
No, you're wrong.
You're wrong.
Yeah, I'm very wrong.
So,
right. Go on.
He ended up. It was like a plea bargain, right? Like he admitted that he did some stuff back in the early 2000s, and he went to jail. It was like a county jail, right? Even though he admitted to some pretty nasty things, he went to a county jail where he was allowed to leave the jail for half the day, and he only had to come back for certain hours. It was
wow, what a wacky
considering
deal.
all of the nasty stuff he was accused of doing and admitted to doing. He had a very lenient sentence.
Very, very lenient. You got to leave jail half a day.
Yeah.
I didn't get to do that.
It's pretty crazy.
That's fucking lenient as fuck, man.
Right.
Man, I did some petty crimes, but goddamn, this son of a bitch is. We're going.
Child pornography, sex trafficking, all that stuff.
Okay, so I didn't know he was brought to the court. I mean, he did get arrested years ago. You said it was the early 2000s.
Over a decade ago, yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Or sometime in 2000s, okay. I didn't know that. I thought this was his, when this all happened, I thought this was it. This is the first time, or he finally got arrested for, suspicion of, what he's been doing all this time. So I didn't know it was prior. He had prior convict, or did he ever get convicted of this?
Well,
Or did he?
I said, it's a plea bargain.
It was a plea
right?
bargain.
And
Okay.
so he served his time, right? And then he got out, and over a decade later, that's when all these additional accusations came up. And apparently, it looks like it was just too much to ignore, right?
Yeah.
Like there was too many people coming forward saying, it's disgusting, honestly. If you look at it, all the women that came forth and said, when I was a teenager, I was a model, right? I was part of a modeling agency, and I was hired out to the Epstein estate, and God, it's just so disgusting.
Yeah.
But he took
Sounds
pictures
like
of me,
Wow. So
what'd you say?
do you know ballpark the amount? Roughly, like how many actually came forward?
That I don't. I mean, according to Wikipedia, it was under 10, but I don't know that for around 10. I'll say
and it's
around
probably
10.
a lot more, obviously, but you're just afraid.
Right. The actual number
Yeah.
I think was less than 100, but more
That's
than
a
10.
fucking lot.
Who
Who knows? It could be a lot more too. Just people just
We're talking about decades.
Yeah.
Worth of behavior. Right.
Right.
There was an interview that they did with Trump back in the early 2000s where they asked about Epstein, and Trump said, "Oh yeah, he's a great guy.
Yeah, I heard that.
He likes beautiful women as much as me."
Mm-hmm.
But
That's what I said. Sounds like Trump.
But I hear
Grab him by the pussy. That's our president.
but
Yes,
I
it
hear
is.
but I hear he likes him on the younger side.
Oh, he said that?
That is what Trump said
said?
about Epstein, and this was decades ago.
The 2000s or 90s?
It was either early 2000s or late 90s. Trump met him back in the 80s, right? And so that's where the connection started, and that's where some of the controversy starts.
He
About
meant like 18 and older, obviously, right?
I'm sure, absolutely. So he was finally arrested, now for that, and that's where all the craziness starts, right? He spent decades accumulating all these powerful friends, right? Accumulating all this money, possibly by blackmail, right?
Yeah.
He was on suicide watch once he was arrested, right? Because there had been some shit
Quote
that had
on
gone down. Right. That's the thing.
suicide watch,
No, that's
yeah.
the thing, right? He was
Yeah.
supposedly on suicide watch, and the one night where no one was there to watch
Mm-hmm.
him, he kills himself,
Yeah.
right?
Allegedly.
Yeah. You want to take us down, maybe? Do you know, like, the details, like, that night when it happened, as far as, like, the inconsistencies and,
I
there's a
can
lot
tell
of
you.
things going on. Okay, well,
Go ahead, Robert.
take us there, baby.
So, a few days ago, it came out that his body. So Jeffrey Epstein apparently hung himself in his cell in New York City. I don't know the details of like when or why or how that happened, but so the forensic pathologist examined, I guess, the autopsy results and claimed that and this guy is a former New York City chief medical examiner who's worked on a bunch of high-profile cases.
20,000.
Yeah, said that he's 85
Over
years old,
20,000
and
cadavers.
he said that the fractures that he noted on Epstein, he had two fractures on the left and right side of the larynx, specifically the thyroid cartilage or Adam's apple, as well as one fracture on the left hyoid bone above the Adam's apple. And that he said, quote, that those three fractures are extremely unusual in suicidal hangings and could occur much more commonly in homicidal strangulation. But while there's not enough information to be conclusive, the three fractures were extremely rare. And he's the guy who has back-probed cases involving OJ, President Kennedy, MLK, Phil Spector, and Aaron Hernandez. He said in 50 years, he's not seen a suicidal hanging case where those three fractures have occurred.
Interesting.
So it's obviously somebody took him out.
Yeah, right.
He didn't do it on his own.
So-
he had help.
From his report, apparently, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, I mean, basically what it comes down to, and I don't know the circumstances revolving around how it happened, and there, obviously, it's all circumstantial, because there's no, like, I don't think that they found, or at least, I mean, we haven't seen the autopsy report. I think very few people have, and we're not qualified enough to comment on it. But I don't think that they found
5
ligature
more beers,
marks.
I'll be.
I don't know that they found enough, like, if they found, like, ligature marks or, like, DNA of, I don't even know that they looked for, like, DNA of other people or anything like that. But, obviously, the internet has come to the conclusion that Jeffrey Epstein did not kill himself.
Yeah.
So, obviously, that makes it true. Because if it's on the internet, it's got to be true.
Where else are you going to get your info?
So-
I hate that expression.
This is a man who made a living
Fucking over
supposedly blackmailing famous, rich, powerful people, including Trump, who is the current president,
And the Clintons.
Bill Clinton, former president. I mean, these are incredibly powerful people.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
and that leads you to believe that, like, a guy like that, would do anything that he in his power to keep himself out of the depths of hell that would be federal prison. So would he roll over on these people and hand over and say, hey, like, I'll give you names, fucking Tedeschi 6ix9ine style, and be like, hey, just like keep me out of prison.
Andy Kaufman this shit up.
He faked it.
No. I'm not saying he
People
faked his
are,
death.
some people
what
are
I'm
saying
saying
that too.
is that, like,
I don't think that.
What
happened,
I'm
though.
saying is that, well, I mean, that could be it also. But, like, if he had a list of names of people that he could be like, I have proof and video, and here's where it is, of these people, of Bill Clinton putting his dick in a fucking 8-year-old or whatever. You know what I mean?
Jesus.
It's just saying.
Why can't it be 9?
Okay, 9. What I'm saying, all I'm saying is that, it wouldn't be the first time that the Clintons were under suspicion of weird shit. So if you have somebody that dangerous, because in the world of, high profile, very powerful political people, if you have somebody with that kind of information, somebody that is not willing to go to prison and is basically like, fuck them, I'll give up anybody's name. You put me in witness protection or whatever, protect me. I'll give up names and proof. Right. What's one of two things is going to happen. Either one, all those names are going to come out and, all that shit's going to hit the fan, or two, somebody's going to kill him and keep that from happening. We haven't heard any other names hit the fan yet, so...
Yeah, but did you hear recently, I think it was like 3 or 4 days ago, ABC reporter, her mic was hot, and she was telling her producer that 3 years ago, she had the info. She was going to spill the whole story about Jeff Epstein. She got him. And her what's it called? Her, I guess, director or somewhere higher up, they killed the story basically. She's spilling the beans. She's, I don't know if you guys heard about that. I saw the video and what's the static? Oh, okay, yeah, interference. Anyway, yeah, so she what's called, saw the video and clearly she was just saying, like she fucking, like, she's so mad, like she's seeing every day all the info, like all it's like, I was like, I fucking had it. I had it. She's like, I had the story. I could have done it. 3 years ago I could have done it, but got killed by the director or whatever.
Right.
So that's pretty.
He must have had dirt on the director too.
So somebody, because it got killed. I mean, the story got killed.
Is it possible that he's living the Henry Hill life right now?
Who the fuck is Henry Hill?
Good fellas.
Really?
Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
Mute.
Sorry.
Who wants to eat fucking what's called tomatoes or no wait ketchup and noodles? Live like a schmuck or whatever, or snuck, whatever he says. Anyway. You stand up.
But like you talking about
schmuck is the right Yiddish
the witness
word.
protection.
But
program.
he actually says it. He actually does say a different word. I think it wasn't schmuck. It was something else. I was confused why he didn't say schmuck. But we're sidetracking. But
okay, very nice.
yeah, I wouldn't doubt that.
Is it possible
There's a
outside?
possibility that he might have faked it. But then again, the coroner is saying himself, like, I mean, I don't know. That's hard to refute that.
I mean, this isn't the corner. I mean, this
The
guy
official coroner said it was suicide.
Yeah.
Well, the actual
well-
person who examined the body said it was suicide.
Okay,
But
the
the
other
guy-
guy, it was just the paperwork. He didn't look at the body.
Yeah, exactly.
yeah,
It
he
was
looked
the dude
at
who looked at pictures and the paperwork. And
Oh,
he looked
okay,
at
he
the
didn't-
official
he didn't-
autopsy report.
Oh, that's all it was. Okay, it wasn't.
Is it
okay.
possible that he? Oh, go ahead, Ryan. I'm sorry.
No, you're good.
No, I'm saying, is it possible that he may have just, like you said, like witness protection or faked his own death, and
shit?
He actually is doing this whole shit on social media. The best way
He
to
started
be,
it.
The best way to be in disguise is to be underneath everyone's nose. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Best place
Right
to
in front-
hide is
hiding in plain sight, basically.
Yeah, exactly. You know, and everybody's talking about him, but I'm jerking
Bitch,
it off. I'm jerking Roman off right now. You know what I mean? So
Milad. I don't know how
I don't
Roman
know.
talks.
whatever.
Milad.
But everybody's talking about him. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Even we.
Yeah.
even we.
Yeah. Even we.
royal we.
Yeah.
I mean, there's really like, I mean, all the evidence points to like this guy being a piece of shit, and like Ryan brought up a good point earlier. I mean, he basically it's like whatever the most probable explanation is probably the right explanation.
Occam's razor, baby.
That's
And
exactly
what
what I
he's-
told Robert.
Yeah, so I mean, the most logical explanation is this guy was a piece of shit and he was facing prison time for the rest of his life, so he killed himself to avoid that.
Right.
I mean,
I don't know, man. All those powerful people, and the fact that he knew or he had dirt on people. Well, see, that's the thing too. If you watch that video, that ABC reporter, she was getting like pressure from somewhere in the UK. Some powerful people too
Anarchy in the UK.
were pressuring them like, you can't go with this fucking story because they were tied into it. So like, you bring that factor in, it kind of really.
Yeah.
It really does
So that's
support
that's
the
the problem
theory
with-
that like he didn't kill himself and somebody had him fucking killed because
Well, and that's
he
the
had
problem.
dirt on a lot of fucking powerful people.
That's the problem with the media being owned owned by like so many high profile people, like, and like every media outlet being traced back to like only 3 or 4 people that are in super powerful, Rupert Murdoch.
yeah,
and things
that's
like that.
fucking scary as fuck.
Exactly. Like, what do you do with that? You know what I mean? Like,
You know what this sounds like? Fucking Michael Bay's The Rock. Sean Connery is fucking Jeffrey Epstein. And he has dirt on the government.
And they sold him out.
Skull it and everything.
Skull it?
yeah, that's a skull mullet, like with your ball.
No.
on top of it.
I know,
Oh,
I understand that, but you talking
Oh,
about that's what he had in a movie.
Connery, he did. right?
Connery.
Yeah, it
Connery's
looked like
bald. Connery
At
has
that
worn
point,
a.
I thought he did.
Connery
Yeah, he
has
had like a
worn a
little flat top.
toupee since
The Bond days.
Yeah.
since since the Bond days,
He's
since
fully
His
known.
Her Majesty's Secret Service.
Yeah. Her Majesty.
So at the end of the movie, they kill him off, but no, they, Nicholas
Womack.
Cage. Yeah,
Yeah.
Womack.
Womack, son of a bitch.
Oh, man.
Where's
You
this?
piece
I want to
of
see
shit,
that.
whatever.
I want to
Yeah,
see that
yeah.
piece of shit
Yeah, he's fucking
body
sling. He's all fucking excited and shit. That's a great
vaporized,
movie.
sir.
So,
Vapor-
yeah, vaporized.
Human
yeah.
body can vaporize? Oh, absolutely.
I love how I just bring up a fucking movie. And just
Vaporized, sir,
a
yeah.
round table dialogue going.
Gunsmoke.
I love it.
Gunsmoke, Gunspeed, whatever you call it. Gunsmoke, Godspeed, whatever, yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah, fuck it. We go on all day.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think we'll ever really actually know.
It's another
don't think
Kennedy.
anymore.
It's this what this is.
Yeah.
This is another about like JFK. This is just we can be talking about for decades.
Or
It's-
9/11.
Exactly. This is just
Oh,
another
don't-
huge
don't
conspiracy
bring-
theory
don't
that
bring up 9/11.
yeah, that we will discuss in the years coming. It's just another one added to the fucking list.
So I promised my mom that she could come on the podcast and debate 9/11 with us.
Is that gonna happen?
Holy
She has
Ryan?
She has done hours of research and notes.
Ooh, did she watch that documentary?
She watched the entire documentary.
Nice.
And picked
Wait,
it
is
apart.
she, is she
Picked it
pro?
apart.
Is she pro
She picked it apart.
conspiracy?
But-
or
No, she's
But is she
anti-conspiracy.
okay? But is she aware of the premise and the approach of the documentary? It's simply challenging the 9/11 Commission report, and that's it. No conspiracy theories. Nothing of
She
that.
watched the whole thing.
Okay.
She said she
More-
watched it and made
More
notes.
important question is that she prepared of the approach of 4 drunken men. Marty, her argument.
Oh, Ryan's gonna join us. He's gonna be on our side this time.
I mean, she's like, I made notes. Like, I asked, like, people, blah, blah, like, chemical engineers that I work with. And I'm like, you ask, I was like, look.
Well, that's interesting that she's doing her homework.
She is doing her homework. And
didn't-
I said, like, I have done hours of, like, drinking beer and watching fucking conspiracy theory
I won you up,
movies
Mom,
and
and
stuff.
drinking beer. Did
So
hours of-
I feel like I am more of an expert on this than you are. So,
I like that.
Anyway, that being said, like, I did kind of promise her that, like, that'll be a big episode because I feel like that's going to be a huge fight and I'm going to have to walk
Huge
out.
fight. Faces are gonna be red.
My mom and I are
Girls are gonna
such
be-
similar personalities. Like, I love her to
Ooh,
death.
interesting.
it's gonna be really hard to like me. Like we get in. She brings it up like when we're just hanging out, and like I get fucking super mad and frustrated just at that. And
I
like,
get that, but I mean, your mom like she'll hit you with the sweet tone of her voice. And
no, she does not.
No, but then
she always,
Damn.
she
Fuck
always, no, she always.
I'm looking forward to
The
that.
tone of her voice is
I'll take
always,
your side just to antagonize you more, Rob.
The tone of her voice
I'm gonna
is
flip
always,
sides.
always. I'm smarter than you, and I feel like I know it.
Are you sure that's not you?
No, that's her. That's what I said. We're so similar.
Okay.
Oh man, that's awesome.
All right. Gotcha.
When is this happening?
I don't
Set me
know.
up.
As long away as possible. I need way
As
more
long as
research.
away.
I'm willing to sit this one out and
You
just
sound so
video this
confident,
shit.
though.
No,
What the fuck?
I need you guys here backing me up.
Okay, then I need to do research too.
All right, then we need to start.
Oh, I'll back you up, man.
I think it'd be pretty entertaining. Rob versus his mom.
Versus.
like literally just the two of
Yeah.
them on this podcast.
This is like
Which is
I don't know.
moderate.
Ask my wife. She doesn't think it's very entertaining when that happens. When my mom's hanging
Fucking
out
family
over here.
get-togethers, family reunions. No, fuck you. That fucking building didn't.
This could be
I
a-
don't cuss at my mom, but
Well, in my world, you do.
I do yell at her though.
That's
She
serious
does-
cussing.
She
Meatloaf.
does. Mom, meatloaf now.
Yeah, fuck.
You gotta throw a compression on that.
Pulling paws and shit.
Man, all right. So one of the other conspiracy theories that we were talking about, like along the lines of Jeffrey Epstein, was the Chris Cornell.
Oh my god, here
The
we
Chris
go.
Cornell, Chester Bennington.
Is this
conspiracy-
recent though?
No, they passed away like
No,
last
they
year.
passed
No,
away like
no,
2
the
years ago.
conspiracy, jackass.
No, it was all around it was all over the place when they died. But apparently, like
I never heard
Ryan
of this.
says that he never heard of it.
Me
but-
neither. I think
so-
I'm making shit up.
You never heard of Black Hole Sign?
Yeah, well, of course I have.
That's their gay love song. For
And
each
explain
other.
because I'm confused. That song came out in the
Okay.
fucking early
I
90s.
know
Chester
it's
Bennington
a
was
joke.
a child.
God damn it!
No, I can't take
Anyway,
it.
so the conspiracy theory goes something like this. Apparently,
I thought I was gonna whip out his guitar and
Chester.
sing us a number.
Let me
Sing me a song, man.
sing us a song, Mr. Piano Man. So apparently, the conspiracy theory goes like this.
Shut up.
There was some kind of sex trafficking pedophilia ring. I don't know if it involved Jeffrey Epstein or not. Not real sure. But it involved like the record industry. So apparently like Chester Bennington was involved with this. Like either he had to like perform sexual acts or something like that, or was privy to that, to some higher level executives, like, and that may have been like how Linkin Park kind of got started or something like something along those lines. I could be wrong. I'm probably wrong, but apparently like they had gotten wind of this, and since Chris Cornell and Chester Bennington were friends, like they were working on putting together facts in a book to expose a few high level record execs of decades of sexual
Now,
inappropriateness.
that book I heard about. Yeah, I think
They were working on putting together this book that would expose these record executives of sexual misconduct with minors and things like that, of for decades of bringing up artists for basically
I've
sexual
heard of the
favors.
sexual
Man.
misconduct
Right.
of artists and
So,
like in the rap game too.
Oh,
You know,
well,
Yeah.
Hollywood as well too.
So
Sex-
apparently
what
Chester
is
and
up with that shit?
apparently Chris Cornell and Chester had proof, and they were working on a book with a publisher that, like an anonymous publisher or whatever, like this was going to happen. And a few people in their inner circle knew about it. And when Chris Cornell killed himself, allegedly first, right? Chris Cornell was the first one to die. So Chester apparently in an interview after that had mentioned something about this, but it's really hard to find any like documentation of it anywhere. Like apparently the records are not like super, out there, like his quotes throughout the whole interview. But a lot of people in Chris Cornell's, inner circle, his camp, as they call it, said that, yeah, like he was working on this book that was going to expose a lot of people and be like a real big shakeup to the record industry. and nobody like believed that he would kill himself. Like a lot of his bandmates, ex-bandmates, family, and was like, he wasn't suicidal. There's no way. And then, like,
I thought, wow.
And then Chester, it wasn't that long after, a few months.
Yeah.
It was a few months later that
It
Chester
was
Ben-
on
Chris Cornell's birthday.
Yeah.
That he allegedly killed himself, and the same thing started coming out that they were like, well, Chester was working on this book with Chris, so like apparently like the conspiracy theory is that like whoever this high level executive record producer basically paid to have them killed, and that they weren't, because nobody in their inner circle said that they thought that they exhibited any signs of depression. Neither one of them were being treated for that, even though they had been treated before in the past. They weren't currently being treated, and they really didn't exhibit any signs of like suicidal depression.
Okay, see, that's what got me, because I knew Chris Cornell had bouts and problems with depression, and Chester Bennington, I thought the same thing too, but you're saying that neither one of them at the time of their deaths didn't really have that behavior at all.
Yeah, so like
Okay.
Chester Bennington in interviews had said like that. Yeah, he had talked about his mental health and his battles with depression and things like that, but that he was never suicidal about it. He was never to the point where he felt like he needed to kill himself.
Gotcha.
And Mike Shinoda and like a bunch of his other bandmates had said that like he had been depressed and like he had battled that. But he was very open in talking about it, and very open in talking about that he never, like, he didn't feel like that was ever the answer. That he always felt that, like, he either needed to, like, take time to himself or whatever. Like, he had talked about quitting the band a couple of times, but never that he was, like, he was never suicidal. Mm-hmm. And then all of a sudden, like, for that to happen just out of nowhere, like, is very, like, out of character, I guess.
Wow.
Has there ever been a conspiracy death that was proven at all?
That's Alex Jones.
What's your point?
No, my point is
He's been saying a bunch of shit apparently for
I'm
years. That's coming
talking
true.
about the JFK.
Yeah.
You know, everything that's a conspiracy, and a lot of people debunk shit. But I'm trying to get at, like, the Epstein is very possible. The guy's still alive. It's very possible.
That nigga's dead.
Maybe. It's very possible.
Yeah, I know.
It's very possible that he was killed. I'm sorry. It's very possible that Chester and Chris were killed, but based on what everybody says, it was self-inflicted. I'm trying to see
basically the story.
I'm trying to see if there's any conspiracy, because that's based off conspiracy, right?
Right.
If has there any in the past any conspiracy death that's been proven that it was a conspiracy?
That's a good question.
So initially ruled one way, and then
Proven to be
after the conspiracy theories, you know, they unearthed additional evidence,
exactly,
and
Proven
determined,
to be-
that was
Has there-
actually what happened. You
exactly. Has there been anything like that?
We didn't do that much research on that.
well, you know,
But that's a
if you
very
talk
good
about this-
question.
know, that is a
Well,
good
then,
question.
I don't know. The only thing that can come to mind. Well, no, it's not. I don't know. For some reason, I thought of Kurt Cobain.
That's
but,
another
you know,
conspiracy.
Michael Jackson.
There is no conspiracy theory about Kurt Cobain. He
Courtney
killed
Love
his-
killed him.
Shotgun blast.
There's no way that he could have pulled the trigger on that
Was he on
shotgun.
heroin?
Toes, motherfucker.
Hey, wait.
Used
Wasn't he?
his toes?
Except
he-
they found no fingerprints anywhere on that shotgun.
toe prints.
Of his-
weren't
They didn't
looking-
find
Toe
toe
prints.
prints.
Toe prints.
That guy walks around
here.
Wait.
with no shoes on. His shit was dirty. There have been
Wait. But
Exactly.
Wasn't he on?
He was a dirty
wasn't he high
heroin
too? He
Oh
was
yeah,
on heroin.
He was
on heroin.
He
like,
was on so
slamming
much
heroin.
He was a heroin
oh my
addict.
god, that's terrible.
He was a super heroin addict, and he had more heroin in his system than he would ever have rightly
wouldn't have been
taken
able to-
himself.
I wonder how
wouldn't have been
preserved
able
to
his,
shotgun.
his
I mean,
body
he
was
wrote a
afterwards.
suicide letter.
Allegedly.
Anybody can do that. I could do that.
That's true.
I mean, I've written suicide letters
What if
before.
Walter-
That
For fun.
doesn't mean I killed myself.
Whoa.
For
I'm
fun.
just saying.
You need
Like,
you
Walter
need a toe?
Subject?
I could get a
I
toe by
could
3 o'clock.
start it with
Fucking
nail
amateur.
polish.
what I'm saying is that, I mean, and then Courtney Love went and read that suicide note I mean, all I'm saying is that like Courtney Love could have written that suicide note very easily.
Oh yeah, possible, very possible.
What are you saying, Walter, about Walter Sobchak?
Big Lebowski dialogue here, man. I'm staying. I'm enjoying my coffee.
Calmer than you are, dude.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know.
We're talking about the Cornell Bennington thing.
What's
I
your
feel
thoughts
like,
on that?
I feel like that stuff is pretty far stretched, or far fetched. I feel like more than likely they both were depressed and killed themselves, and it's just coincidental that they were so close.
If you leave the earth, Rob, I will think about it. To be honest with you,
Huh?
like if Rob kills himself, I will think about killing myself. But I
You would
won't
think
do
about
it.
killing yourself?
That's
Holy
because
moly.
wasn't Chester like good friends with Chris? Like,
Yeah, very
Yeah,
good.
they were
friends.
really good friends.
He sang at his funeral.
Oh wow.
Bennington sang at Cornell's funeral. Yeah.
All I'm saying is like, who would sing at your funeral? Your best friend
I don't want to see you.
or your black hole son? Which is a euphemism for gay lover.
Gay lover, yeah.
You got that, right?
course I got it.
obviously.
Hey, you mind bury me, somebody?
I'm just saying.
We got some Neon Moon in there.
No, I want something
Our
to-
good friends over at Eureka Heights hooked us up with some Neon Moon.
I love Eureka Heights.
A break for little what's it called? Sponsor break?
We always have time for a sponsor break.
Do we?
Yeah.
Anything.
I mean, we
Eureka
haven't talked about Halloween and Eureka Heights hooking up the whole brewery looking like it was fucking the
Awesome.
Duff Brewery.
Oh, it made me proud.
Paul
I'm
got
proud
a
we're
su-
sponsored by them.
I mean, that was fucking great. I mean, that was that right there solidified everything in this.
yeah, this is relationship.
I was like,
yeah.
this is. Did you see that post I put up?
Sold.
I was like, if you ever question why this relationship exists, like that picture alone is
Oh,
enough.
that's great. Yeah, I agree. Thank you, Eureka Heights, for providing us.
Providing us with our
Thank
imbibement
you,
for
Evan.
the evening. Yeah.
My baby.
Oh, my baby.
All right, ass
Did
kissing over.
Did you see my pictures of my fucking awesome Eureka Heights Astros t-shirt that I was
said
wearing?
awesome.
ass kissing
That's
It's fucking
over.
awesome.
Yeah, speaking of the Astros, they fucking lost.
I said
Well,
ass kissing.
They had a great see.
That's a conspiracy.
So
This is
to
weird.
me, like
Like a half a
my goal for the Astros every year is for them to win the pennant. If they win the pennant, I'm happy. I mean, the
outta
World
here.
Series
I
is
don't know
just
what that
icing on the
They
cake.
they had a chance to be a dynasty.
Could you explain to
still do.
non
They were-
sports
they still
fans
do.
what
They
a
still do.
dependent means? I
They
always
got
hear
everybody.
that.
That's
I don't
when
know
he-
what that means.
That's when you win the league
The league,
championship.
yeah, American League. Like,
in your league.
by beating the Yankees, they won the pennant.
It's like when
Okay,
the
but-
Rockets
but
won
is
the
it-
conference.
Okay, but separate, depending on like where you're from, you have separate leagues, right? Is that how it goes?
There's
there's-
the National League and the American League. So if you beat if you win the American League, you get the American League pennant. If you win the National League, you get the National League pennant.
Okay.
And then the National League and American League champions play each other for the World
the World
Series.
Oh,
Series.
okay, got
We're
it.
also talking about the sport that where
Boring,
you
got
get a
it.
bat and he hit the ball.
I didn't
And
know
there's
that.
3 outs.
I
That's
had
sport.
no. Thank
You
you
know,
for
take
clearing
me
that
out
up
to
for
the
me.
ball game.
Is there hot
Take
dogs
me out.
there too?
Hot dogs.
Give me a cold one.
Give me a fucking.
You fucking New Yorkers, man. They crack me up. But I'm going off subject. Yeah.
Why does baseball
You
always
fuckers are
revert
funny
to the
as shit.
fucking New York?
Did y'all see the Jimmy Kimmel after the Astros beat the Yankees when he went around the town and he was asking
Oh yeah,
Yankees fans?
fuck the Astros.
Did you see that? Yeah.
it's hilarious.
Of course New Yorkers
it was
would
like,
say that.
Yeah, it was like the man on the street, and it was like, "Do you want to wish the Astros anything in their World Series bid?" And it was like, "Fuck the Astros."
Dude, Yankees fans are
Yeah,
pieces
fuck
of
the
shit.
Astros.
Yankees fans are the
An 80s
fucking
voice.
worst. Fucking, they're
80s
all
action
pieces
hero
of shit.
voice.
One guy said, "Fuck the Astros," a fuck Altuve, that tattoo looking motherfucker.
That tattoo.
Yeah.
Plane boss.
Yes, Fantasy Island
It's fucked up.
for old people. Like,
Yeah,
I mean,
I don't know anything.
The Yankees are like
The
the fucking
Yankees?
prison ball club of the fucking
Prison.
Yeah, dude, you can't have. Dude, those guys are like. You notice, like, they all wear stripes. They don't have any names. They're
pin.
just a number, just like a fucking penitentiary. There's
Hey.
no names on any of their jerseys, just a number.
You-
And they can't have facial hair. So they're regulated like down.
You know
to,
why the Yankees win?
They didn't.
No. You know why the Yankees always win?
Please tell me why the Yankees
Because
always
they
lose.
got the pinstripes. You know what I'm talking about?
Guys, we forget.
Yeah.
The fucking pinstripe. Love that movie.
Sorry, I had to say it. They didn't win this time, baby.
I don't get it.
Think about the Yankees though. If you
What's
wear a Yankees hat worldwide, people in China will know who that team was.
And they think
Yankee.
you're a piece of shit for
I'm
wearing
telling
a
you,
Yankees hat.
But no, that you got to give them that. It's a worldwide thing. It's an epidemic. Everybody's a Yankees fucking fan. If you're not from the States, if you're a baseball fan, you're probably a Yankees fan outside of the States.
Outside of the state, we live in these
Yankee.
states though.
No, I understand.
Well,
That's
then
okay.
again,
but
that's
if
also
if I wore an Astros hat going to Europe, they probably won't know who the fucking Astros were.
I wore an Astros hat around New York City, and I got the worst fucking looks, except from a couple of people who were like, "You guys fucking had us, but next year's our year." And
Hey,
I
at
was
least
like,
they're cool.
some of
some
them
of
were
them.
cool. Like some people, like I felt like
I think majority of them are kind of cool, man. I think
I would
got
kill
those, you
just
got
to
those
walk
social
around there and
justice
hear them
warriors,
talk.
right? That fucking
oh my god,
whatever. I don't know.
Really?
you know
In
what?
baseball?
The Walgreens can fucking have
The
chain-
Walgreens, yeah.
You know what? I mean, yeah, the Nationals. I mean, they beat us
I
in
got
the
that
series.
before you. That's hilarious.
Look, they beat us.
I don't
They
even
beat
watch
us in the
sports.
series. They beat us in the
Oh, well.
series, and they deserved that win. I mean, honestly, like the Astros were hitting like
Oh, that's
shit.
bullshit.
We were pitching like shit.
You can't take a
No,
loss.
Nah.
I'm just, please
dude,
don't hurt
like
me.
I can take that loss because honestly, the Astros weren't playing like they wanted it. I mean, every once in a while you see this
want it.
glimmer of hope, but like, I mean,
They said "fuck you" when
the
they
Astros,
No,
the
no.
Nationals were playing like the
Now,
2017
now,
Astros.
now, if you leave Grinky in and he got us out of that
My
inning,
last name.
we were
Oh,
winning.
okay. So it all boils down
No,
to
I'm just-
one game, one half of a
Well,
game
I'm just saying,
losses the whole series.
we're
Come
on,
on,
we were on top. We were wanting it more than them at the
Is
time.
there a conspiracy
we
drawn
were on
from
top,
this?
and then they
we
put-
weren't on top.
Yeah, we're 2-0, dude.
You're
in the
on
seventh
bottom.
inning. Yes, sir. We were on top, and then Grinky, gave up that home run. Now the thing
What's
is,
my last
the thing
name
is,
wrong?
that if he stayed in and he fucked it up, then we would be like, oh, why come the coach didn't pull up?
Exactly.
I understand that, but I mean, when you say that we didn't wanted it, they wanted it more. We were on top 2-0.
In that game, where were we the first two fucking
It's
games
game
at
seven.
home
It
doing
doesn't-
fucking nothing when they beat us
It
12
goes
to
with
3?
them. It goes with them too because we whipped their asses over there.
Okay, but we didn't look. They beat us 12 to 3 at home. Okay, like look.
That second game we gave up.
It wouldn't even have been a game 7 had we won that game. That's what I'm saying. They came into that series and they fucking came to
No, they
play.
did, they did.
And those first 2 games we didn't come to play. And if we had come to play, it wouldn't have gotten even down to that 7th game.
Okay, yeah, sure, yeah, why not?
Argue with me.
No,
Come
I'm
at me,
not.
bro.
No, I'm just saying we were on top in 7th inning. So
It's a team effort, and it doesn't come down to one game. That's why it's a series.
well, it came down to the game 7, and I thought they won the World Series. It came down to one game.
It shouldn't have.
It came down to the last 2 innings.
But it shouldn't have. That's what I'm saying. Like the Astros are a better team than that, and like we gave that up. Like our bats were cold.
sure, absolutely,
I mean, look, we weren't playing like we should have been playing.
absolutely, and we're closing it out with the sports segment, sports bit. I like
That's
it.
fine. I mean, Ryan's a huge Rockets fan.
The-
Talk
the-
to him about the Rockets.
No. Look, I'm a huge Houston sports fan, right? And this is what kills me about it all.
Hit me with that voice.
I think
It's very
He's
sexy.
going to do a sports podcast. Just the 3 of us. Fuck Paul.
I think
I'd be glad to be fucked
look,
off.
y'all are both right. I really feel like y'all are both right when you're talking about how that
To me,
series
be fucked
played out.
off. Yeah, I agree.
Exactly. No, but here's the deal.
Paul is the only
as-
consistent member of this podcast, by the way.
As a Houston sports fan, we have 120 plus years of combined sports, right, between baseball, basketball, football, right, and
XFL.
we have 3. I'm not counting that 1 year of the XFL.
We have XFL next year, and it was 2 years of XFL.
Hell yeah, the
He
Roughnecks,
hate me.
baby. The
He hate me.
Roughnecks. I know
Yeah.
this.
Oh god.
Go on.
And we have 3 titles.
No, we have more than that. We actually had the comments.
I don't
The
count.
comments
I
of-
do not count.
You
Dynamo.
sexist, misogynist piece of shit. The comments, the fucking comments, and the fucking
Paul is
Dynamo.
laughing.
And
You
the
hear how
Dynamo.
badly he's laughing?
We have over 10 titles for this
I would say
fucking
10
city.
Stop
times,
it.
but-
Stop
I would say
it.
10
You're
times.
embarrassing
But I
yourself.
would say
We
we
right
have
do.
more
now.
than
The
3.
ti-
Where are the comments right now?
The comments
They're
want-
bankrupt and they don't exist.
comments-
That's how much they matter.
They moved to
okay?
California, actually. They moved to California. I think.
And comments, the Comets won
Don't
4.
talk about WNBA.
The Comets
Please.
won 4.
Don't talk to me about the
Rockets
WNBA.
won 2. Astros won 1. And the Dynamo have won 5. That's over 10. And then Arrows hockey. I mean, that's not
It's
NHL.
It's minor league hockey.
It is not minor league
What about
hockey.
the-
You
what about
bite your
the-
fucking tongue.
Heating
The
up.
Arrows at the
What
time.
is it?
Forrest Gump.
What about the Houston
Hold
Hotshot?
on,
Remember the
hold
Houston
on. Hold on.
Stand
I have to correct this man.
The
on
Houston
this.
Hotshot soccer
Stop.
team.
Hang on a second.
It's heating
The
up.
Houston Arrows were not
Hotshots.
minor league hockey. They were just not NHL hockey.
When they won their titles, they were minor.
They're
No,
calling them
they were
pussies.
not.
League.
No, they were not. They were just AHL, and NHL was a different league.
It doesn't
They were still
count.
professional. You don't count.
Doesn't count.
You,
It's like if we'd won a Canadian.
fuck you.
It's like if we'd won a Canadian Football League title. No one gives a shit. It doesn't.
The record books
matter.
give a shit.
Hey,
Okay.
Canadians,
Okay, we're done talking about this. You were wrong. We won more than 3 titles.
Mr. New York over
That's
here.
not really how.
In this house,
Works.
In the
we
fucking
won more than 3
Realville.
titles.
No, but anyway, you're interrupting me with your terrible points. But what I was getting at is that this is the best Astros team in history
Absolutely.
No.
of the Astros,
Absolutely.
and we want
Absolutely.
we want a dynasty.
It's
Like-
full of
like
minorities,
we're ready-
too. Ha. Right?
That's how it goes, though.
Thank you, Jake.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead. Yeah.
Thank you. It's true. I love Altuve. I love Springer. I love all these guys. We want multiple championships. We're ready for that. And we were a game. We were 8 outs away from another title. We would have been a dynasty, and now we're not. And that's what hurts about that. To me.
I don't
year,
know that
though.
you
You know
call
what I'm
that a
saying?
dynasty, but okay.
2 championships out of 3 years, 3 consecutive 100-plus win
would've-
seasons,
how-
which has never been done
How,
before.
so then why aren't the Rockets a fucking dynasty? Because we only won the championship
No.
the 2 years that
Ti-
Jordan retired
time
to
out.
baseball?
Time out.
T-Mark.
Yeah.
So
I'm glad you can admit
No,
that.
listen,
High five.
last year, hey, in 2018, if the Sox weren't so fucking red hot, we would have made the World Series. But
That's
the
true.
Sox went in and cleaned up everybody in the postseason. So that's kind of an asterisk. to
How
the
did this
Astros.
turn into a sports
Well,
podcast?
I don't know. It's hilarious though. I
We're
love
all
it.
standing up. We're
Notice
so
I'm
heated right now.
silent.
Start talking about Jimmy Lynch. Get
David
Paul.
Who the
Lynch?
fuck is
Get Paul.
Jimmy Lynch?
David
Get Paul.
Lynch?
David
I'm
Lynch?
fucking up everyone's
What?
name
David
tonight.
Lynch?
Come on.
Yes, you are, and I love it.
Who's Jimmy Lynch? You
I know
talking
it's
about?
David Lynch. I was trying to get Paul off his feet.
Is that
He's comfy, man. He's not leaving that chair,
He's
man.
trying to throw me in there.
is that the
Thank you.
singing comedian guy? Oh no, that's Stephen Lynch.
Yeah, fuck off.
Or David Lynch, the Batman artist.
What?
No, okay, just me.
No,
You got the same name?
His name is David
Oh,
Lynch. It's
oh, that's
hilarious.
cool.
No, David Finch. Excuse
Oh,
me.
Finch?
Yeah, it's hilarious.
Finchmeister, Shipwreck?
Finch, Lynch, same shit.
Fincher.
Shit break.
Fantastic director.
Okay, what were you saying? Okay, we agree. The fucking White Sox. Whatever. Go ahead.
What was
Whites.
I talking
Red
about?
Sox. Whatever.
Oh no. Yeah, if it wasn't for the Red Sox, we would have made the World Series. Then we made that would have been potentially 3 World Series back to back to back. So if we would have won,
This is 300 plus wins seasons in a row.
absolutely.
Next year is going to be the same. We're making a run at Garrett Cole. I don't think we're
You're
going to
not
get
gonna
him.
do- no, the reason why they made that offer is so
They
can
have
get,
to, so they can
get
at
the,
least-
the charity lottery pick, I guess, to replace Cole.
That's true.
So you have to make that offer. He's going to reject it, but we're going to get that. pick.
We're going to lose Correa also, and then we have next year. We have next year to make another run at the World Series, and then we start losing. More high profile people. Springer's on the chopping block at that point. Gurriel's on the chopping block
We'll
at
worry
that
about
point.
that later, man.
It's
I'm
going to
glad-
be so fun.
Verlander's on the
Yankees
chopping
again.
block at that point. I mean, then we start losing. I mean, Harris is gone. Harris is probably gone next year.
I don't want to see Harris again.
And we still have Jeff Luno on our team, on our staff. I mean, it's okay. Look what he did at St. Louis.
Let's talk about. You want to talk about news and you want to talk about Astros. Let's talk about Nolan Ryan.
Yeah.
And separating himself from the Astros. We should have talked about this at the beginning in current events. With Jim Crane being like, "Hey, Reed Ryan, you're out. I'm going to put my son in here," and then Nolan Ryan being like, "My boy should be in there."
Is that nepotism? Is that the correct word?
Yeah, you're saying it correctly. Too,
Nepotism,
yeah,
cronyism.
Yeah, it's best person for the
Come on,
job.
Paul, back me up on this.
What?
Oh, brother, where art thou?
Oh yeah,
Nepotism,
we all
cronyism.
we all yeah.
Be
You
the
do
best
no
person for the
politics,
job,
yeah.
right? I think, like in that American History X bit,
Yeah,
where he's like,
bite the curb. Yeah, right.
Wow.
Curb
Okay.
stomp. Curb stomp.
I just heard American History X, so that's what I thought of.
where
Whatever. It's a movie.
Edward Norton's father, the father from Boy Meets World,
Yeah,
the racist guy,
yeah,
Feeney?
Yeah, no, the father, not the teacher.
No, I know who he's talking about.
What are you talking
Oh
about?
yeah. That was
Yeah.
The
Corey.
best person to get the
Yeah,
job. No, I don't know. He got 2 unqualified workers that has.
They're both unqualified, I'm pretty sure. Except Reed Ryan's been doing it
absolutely.
longer and better. So apparently Jim Crane thinks his son
Whatever.
can do better.
I
Whatever.
doubt it's
Not my
that
pig, not
important.
my farm. It's one. I feel like that's one of those positions where it's just like you don't really do anything but still get paid. That's why Reed Ryan had it in the first place.
Yeah. That one assistant GM who no one had ever heard of made those comments about
Jesus
Roberto
Christ.
Osuna to the chicks, and he got
Roberto-
fired for it, and no one knew who he was before.
Oh yeah, Roberto Osuna's gone. Also, he's gone. He'll
He's
be gone
terrible.
next year.
He's
not terrible.
He's terrible.
He's not terrible. He just didn't.
He
perform
can't
in
handle
the post-
pressure. Well, yeah, that's the point of a
None
closer.
of our
Verlander didn't either.
Yeah, Verlander didn't either, and we got to pay him $34 million next year.
Out of all of them, Cole obviously, except for the first game, and Greinke. I mean, the pressure he had in Game 7.
It
was
was
Greinke-
fantastic.
Greinke's
I felt so
game-
bad for him.
Quit saying my last name incorrectly.
All I'm saying is he did well the second time he had to face them. The first time he didn't do so great. Verlander fucked the pooch on both times.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm okay. Verlander did great the whole season. I'm
That
sorry.
got us- that helps us get to the postseason. So,
Yeah, that helped us get
He
there.
has value.
I agree, but the fact is he's been playing for so long that every single player has his fucking number. And you know who I would have liked to have had on this team during this postseason that I think would have saved us, and I don't know why we decided we didn't need him this year, was Charlie Morton.
You mentioned that
I mentioned that before. Fucking Charlie Morton, he pitched a fucking hell of a game for the Rays. And 2 games.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
we didn't see the value in keeping him. What we traded him to get fucking, I don't even know, Harris.
we just let him go.
We shouldn't have because
So,
he fucking
Why
fucking
would
performed.
why would they put? This is a big time sports bit, but why would they put in Will Harris after he bombed Game
Because
6?
his ERA
that
in the
was his-
postseason, they're playing the numbers.
Man, look,
that's all they were.
hindsight, it's 2020. It's so easy to say, oh, you shouldn't have done that there. He'd had that one bad outing the game before, right? Until that time, he'd been perfect.
Right,
in the
absolutely.
postseason. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But
when you had that one bad outing,
literally the
you
night
know it's a
before.
psychological game.
Sure. That's
You
why
do a
it's-
safety net and throw in someone before Harris, knowing that there's maybe not two people on base. Let's throw somebody else besides Harris.
Right.
Yeah, I agree.
Because-
Well, Brad Lidge they did the same thing with
Yeah,
Brad
well,
Lidge in
Pujols
2005. I mean,
fucked that up.
they put Brad Lidge in and fucking he was never the same after that fucking home run.
He actually
And-
won a World Series with the Phillies.
He did with
Well,
the Phillies. in
I'm saying with the
2010, right?
Astros.
Yeah.
With the Astros, he was never the same.
That's
And
true.
he never the whole next season his ERA was fucking outrageous. I mean, he was just garbage. We traded him. That was the best thing that could have happened to Brad Lidge. And I mean, he got off the Astros and he found a new ball club, new coach, whatever, and he did great with Philadelphia. I mean, and that's the thing is baseball's such a psychological game that especially when you're facing batters, the same batters on and off and on and off. And one of my complaints about AJ Hinch was putting fucking Tucker in, this fucking rookie that looked like he fucking, swallowed a hot dog on the way into the fucking.
He produced some.
He didn't produce shit.
Reddick,
When he needed to
unfortunately-
produce.
No, but he was replacing. I think we're losing Paul.
We lost him. Keep going.
Fucking boring.
One of my favorite Stros, Reddick, my boy, got Ric Flair into Minute Maid Park.
Yeah.
Did he
Thank
do some
you.
woos at least?
No, the whole.
No,
No?
he was terrible. He was dog shit.
Man,
That's who
fuck
Tucker
him, then.
replaced. Was
no,
Reddick,
I don't mean
who
that.
was terrible.
I do mean that.
You know what I'm saying?
They were all freaking terrible. There was one game.
There we go, baby.
There was
yeah.
one game where Reddick produced,
Ooh, Jen.
and then I think he got replaced by Mariznik, I believe.
Yeah,
Whatever.
that was game 6. But I mean, that's
It is what it is.
whatever. It is what it is. Like I think if we make the correct moves in the offseason and go after the right people, like I really think that like the Nationals probably won't give him up, and I don't think that we have the money or to pick up his contract. But I think that like if we could figure out how to get him, like Rendon would be a great addition to the Astros. He's a hometown boy. We love to bring in hometown boys. I mean, he's a really good third baseman. I mean, we could bring him in. His bats are. I mean,
Would you replace Bregman?
no, you don't replace Bregman. No, you
as
leave
a third
Bregman on.
base.
No,
Yeah.
you don't.
You put
but
him
we're
in the outfield,
but
right?
we're losing Correa. We're gonna lose Correa.
No, but he's under arbitration. We'd have to trade him away.
Right.
We've got him under arbitration for 2 more years. So it's do you want to trade him now and try to get some value for him, or lose him in 2 years when he's a free agent? You know what I'm saying?
That's what I'm saying. Like we can't afford to pay him and pay Cole. So if we get Cole, like we're gonna lose Correa because we got to free up the salary cap. And Rendon, we can just buy his.
Cole.
We could trade and get his contract and stick him on second base because Gurriel is fucking killing it on first right now. So I mean,
Altuve's your second baseman forever, but you mean shortstop.
Altuve's our
Yeah,
second.
shortstop, yeah.
It's shortstop.
That's what I just said.
Ooh, heating up.
Do you guys have any single friends?
Why are you looking at me like that?
The silver lining to this.
Pretty lonely.
The
over
silver
there.
lining to this is that we have a taste.
David
We have a taste of losing a game 7. That we have a taste of losing a game 7, and I think that's gonna do. I think that's gonna do wonders for the team.
Yeah, just throw
the
a wrench
chemistry.
in there. Yeah.
But yeah,
I think I said this last year, but like this is our year. But we'll have to see what kind of moves we make in the offseason. I mean, I trust AJ's judgment. I mean, I think he made the right calls for what he thought was right when they happened. We're not there. We're not fucking professional managers. We don't see what they see. So it is what it is.
Speaking of which, did you see that video of Garrett Cole when they were asking him to do the questions and answers
about the
Right
Yankees,
after
and
the
he
game?
didn't.
No, it was right after game 7.
Yeah. Oh, it's terrible.
And he was wearing his agent's
Oh,
hat.
yeah.
But before
Boris's
that,
hat, yeah.
but before that, they asked him like, "Hey, guys, I'm unemployed. I don't need to do those questions." And like, well, they kind of begged him to do the questions. He's like, "I'm representing myself," and he goes up to the front.
Oh God.
Yeah, he kind of already checked that.
No,
at that point.
supposedly, his wife tweeted that's how he always dresses after a
I've
game.
seen him wear that hat before.
Right. So it's one of those
It's one of
conspiracy
those
theories where you're like, who do you believe? But it was very weird phrasing.
Way to
the
circle
way he
it
was
back.
saying things. I'm trying, man. I'm trying.
So we're touching
I think
2 hours, boys.
Yeah, all
girls.
right. I think on that note,
I gotta fucking piss so bad.
okay, and on that note, I think we're out.
Yeah, this is German No Class. I'm Jake.
That's Paul. I'm Rob.
Oh yeah,
Ryan.
me. That's me. Yeah.
Thanks for joining us, guys.
Is there any single ladies around? 'Cause I'm very
All the
lonely.
single
Hit up-
ladies,
hit up-
all
That's
the single
terrible.
ladies.
Hit up
Terrible.
pajinky@yahoo.com.
Yeah, fucking email. Fucking terrible. What am I, like 73?
What are you gonna fucking hit him on AIM?
Yeah. Fucking A.
Guy has a Hotmail account
Yeah, it's very old school.
or an SBC
What's your other self-engage your dick?
Yeah.
23.
Yeah, I hate that. I hate that fucking email. But yeah, yeah, go for it.
Matches his kill switch tattoo.
Yeah. Fuck you.
This
I
has
love
been
you.
Gentlemen No Class. We'll see you on the next one.
Sorry for the sports bit.
Gentlemen No Class is proud to be a part of the HC Universal Network. Gentlemen No Class is produced and recorded at M5 Studios and is mixed and edited by Final Curtain Media.